Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Thunder Pod WWE edition, Wrestlemania recap and Raw review. I'm your host, Billy Sullivan. With me, as always, my mom's favorite podcast host, and he's never going to finish his story because he's going to live forever, Dave Linovich.
Look at that. The immortal.
I couldn't just call you the immortal because that would be kind of burying you because where we've gotten to with Hulk Hogan on, especially our Turnbuckle Time Machine pod so far, basically he's the biggest heel in history.
Yeah, but he and I both have kayfabe 40-inch penises, so there's that.
But in kayfabe.
In kayfabe. Edit this part out for the family-friendly
Hulk
version.
Hogan's penis. Hulk Hogan's. My penis is not, in fact, 9 inches long.
No, Hulk Hogan's penis.
Hulk Hogan's penis. So, yeah, we're going to do a rundown of like what we thought of WrestleMania, the matches, both nights. Also go over our picks and who won. You guys, the people that are on viewing on YouTube, already probably have a slight spoiler. Although if you listen to our picks, it wouldn't be a spoiler anyway. Yeah. Dave has got the newly minted, not finished, won't be finished. It's like a Academy Award where they give it to you and then they got to take it back because they got to do the inscription. I haven't finished the belt yet, but that's the bragging rights belt for our pay-per-view picks. We both did dog shit, by the way. Big spoiler on that. Terrible.
I was thinking about it. We both booked it like in the most incredibly fantastical, not long-term booking, but this will make me happy tonight way.
And I intend on continuing to do that because I think it makes for much more interesting podcast listening than to say,
but like,
the logical truth is probably...
we both picked Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, I said on the show, I'm like, it's like 1 in a million.
Yeah.
I just had a little touch of, there's a chance they might do it.
It felt like, I don't know,
but you know what?
It felt wrong.
It was great because a bunch of shit that we didn't expect to happen happened.
It was an exception.
Dirt sheets didn't tell us what was going to happen.
No, they did not. And like a lot of stuff that was supposed to happen, by God, it just goddamn happened.
I should say this off the top too, just real quick housekeeping. For those of you that are like just WWE fans and are tuning in and expecting to hear us talk about the thing that happened on Dynamite involving CM Punk, you can listen to the top of that podcast, the AEW. We talk about it, but essentially with the thing that we came to, the point that we landed on was we both fucking don't care. And it's the least interesting thing that's happening in wrestling right now. Yeah. So, if you need to hear us talk about that in further depth, or if you just want to hear us talk about AEW Dynamite, that episode drops at the same time. But that'll be the last you hear about it on this podcast.
Right. Yeah, he's doing too much good work in this company by himself. The other guys are doing too much. They're getting better at work in their company. And no, that's high praise for me because I am 100%. Not a Young Bucks guy. So
as we've well established, we're never going to be. I'm always going to have AEW above WWE and vice versa.
Right.
So as long as we are able to both recognize when things are good for that company or bad for that company,
which is what I'm doing.
Which is, I think both of us are doing a pretty good job of.
And that's kind of like what the preamble here was. Is like both Punk and the Bucks are like,
they're
good.
Killing it.
Stay in your lane and keep crushing because like they're both doing like interesting work. Yeah. This was an exceptionally good WrestleMania, and as you said, the dirt sheets didn't ruin it for the first time.
It's definitely the best since the 2-night era, I gotta say. I haven't done like a full diagnosis of greatest WrestleManias ever, but it's like in the top 5 for sure, and like it's the best of the 2-nighters.
Yeah.
Also, they think the second night was better than the first night.
Yeah. This was definitely my favorite WrestleMania since 31. I think 31's a sleeper.
Remind me.
That's when Daniel Bryan won the Intercontinental title ladder match. That's when Seth Rollins cashed in to win the world title. Heist of the century.
Great. Yeah, I'm probably with you then.
Orton and Rollins, where he did that dope RKO. Like, that was like a sleeper.
The last time that Seth was like over with me.
Yeah, he was. It's been a minute. But if you listened to our last WWE episode, we put in some predictions for WrestleMania, which leads to this title right here.
Almost all wrong. Almost completely wrong.
So we're going to go through we're going to go through each match, not too quickly because we still got to get to Raw and we want to keep this concise for your commute. Assuming you're listening to it when it drops.
Yeah, you guys probably watched WrestleMania anyway.
Yeah, so you know what happens. They did a lot of cool shit in this one.
They did.
First and foremost, I don't know if you were aware, it is now the Paul Levesque era.
They may have mentioned
it one or
twice.
700 times.
I don't blame them. They're trying to distance themselves as much as humanly possible
Yeah.
from that piece of shit.
Yeah.
And Paul Levesque's the guy, the creative guy. Now, like this show, this WrestleMania specifically, he moved up a few ticks for me. For a long time, I was like, he's getting too much credit because he's just booking okay, and okay is incredible because okay is replacing total dog shit, which is what Vince was. This was the first time that I was like, this whole show was cohesive and interesting and surprising and satisfying. So like, I'm happy that the Paul Levesque era is here, even though they told us
Pacing
5,000 times.
Every match was, besides the 2 main event matches, were between the 15 and 18-minute mark. Perfect timing.
Which usually is Hunter's is during his career and booking is like he's too big a fan of long matches that don't need to be long. Like I'm all for a long match if there's the reason for it. You know, like Okada Omega. I want like it's super long, but it makes sense.
Like Zayn and Gunther.
Triple H Batista didn't need to be 40 minutes.
No, it did not.
But no, but he resisted his worst urges on this show for sure.
100%.
I'm sorry, go.
I was going to say just production-wise, that's where you were going. Drones? There are now HD drones flying around the stadium, and they use this augmented reality kind of camera while they were doing some in-ring like introductions, like that had like Hitchcock, like Vertigo style depth perception. Nick was telling me about it, like the type of camera it is. Super shallow depth of field. Yeah.
So you're only in focus if you're. No, I just went to film school for. I knew what he was talking about. So like it's only to be in focus, you need to be in a very limited distance away from the camera. But what that does is it also makes. Gives you the illusion as a viewer of like more 3-dimensional depth. Yeah. It's like Citizen Kane kind of stuff. Yeah. Like it's incredible what they're doing. And my personal favorite new production choice, since douchebag Kevin Dunn finally hit the bricks, joined his cohort, and took his terrible television production style with him. They, as a wrestling fan, they leave the camera still, and I can watch the performers performing.
It's those Goodfellas shots, man.
Those are the very best ones, the oneers. But like in general, there's no more cut every time there's a impact. Yeah. Because Kevin Dunn had that old stupid idea that like you hide the fact that the hits aren't actually landing by doing the cut on the, which you did in the 80s, but now these guys are all so good, and girls so good that like we want to see it. We want to see the whole thing like we're watching it live.
Especially in a replay. And I noticed this, that WWE was notorious for they would do a slow motion replay, and as the impact was happening, they would resume it to normal speed.
Yes.
They kept the impacts in slow motion.
Yeah, because they're so, again, these performers, just this generation of wrestlers on Earth have gotten so good that you can show it in slow motion, and it looks like you're hitting somebody on the jaw.
Also, too, when you merge with the UFC, imagine if the UFC did that, like slow motion up until the point where they got jacked in the face. It's like, what are you doing? No, we want to see that cool thing where the skin turns into like waves. There were 72,543 people night one, 72,770 or 55 night two.
Very much happier on night two. Not that the first night's show was bad, just that it was evidently very cold because it's what all anybody was talking about after the first night.
It dipped. Like Corey Graves, and we'll get to it in the rundown, but he says like, oh, the wind came in, it's like 5 degrees colder instantly. It was nice that the ring had vents. It was vented, so there were heaters.
That's
in
cool.
each,
I didn't even realize that.
They were heaters in each corner, so the wrestlers would not get frigidly cold while in the ring.
It does give me hope for a potential Chicago WrestleMania at Soldier Field. Because if they did it in Philly, there's it's the same weather. Like,
I just don't want to get my hopes up. That's all.
I mean,
I want to have
Punk
fun.
said it.
Punk can make it happen, and he would be the guy to benefit from it the most. He
could take
the red line home. But movie trailer production.
Imagine if he got his first ever true WrestleMania main event at Soldier Field, the night 2 of WrestleMania.
Wait, does that mean they could do the Royal Rumble at Wrigley
Field? As a heel beating Cody and taking the belt off him, but a situational babyface at home. Love it.
Movie trailer to open the show, like a legit ass movie trailer,
Yeah.
and it was different on night 2. They're like, oh, this is totally different. So they shot 2 completely different, high production, high value things.
They were always good at the pre-tape stuff, even under Kevin Dunn, because I don't think he was in charge of that.
Yeah.
But it's just
because
gotten
they weren't
better.
zooming in and out every time there was an action.
He just his job was ruin the live broadcast.
Yeah.
I cannot stress to you how the difference, because for a long time it was
I got it.
physically unwatchable.
I know.
For me.
I watch it too.
Like, gave me headaches, made me feel nervous. Now every time I watch a WWE show, especially something like this where they're pulling all the stops, there's like 5 or 6 things, and I'm like, oh damn, I've never seen anything like that in a wrestling show before. That's amazing. It makes me very excited for the future.
Slow down. That's all.
Yeah.
Slow down. You're moving too fast.
We got a bunch of great performers. Let's see them.
Didn't love the stage. Just going to say that right now.
You know what?
Didn't love the XL.
I don't know if I've ever really loved a WrestleMania stage.
Loved it last year.
I have a weird thing, like my favorite, it's nostalgia for sure, but like my favorite WrestleMania, the ones that pop into my head that give me the warmest feelings
17
are inside. They're smaller venues. They're before they started doing
like 13, where it just had like the
arenas
cardboard
before stadiums.
Yeah.
Well, no, just arenas instead of stadiums.
like the garden.
Like the Garden would be a good example. Yeah. Like those stages always to me look better. I generally like, I maybe change it on this too though, because both All In and this I thought looked great. Usually I'm like, I don't like the way they look or sound outside.
Yeah.
The way that both those shows looked and sounded, that was a big improvement over what I had remembered, like big outdoor stuff looking like.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no strong feelings on the stage for me.
Yeah, I have some. Didn't love it. It's just like I like symmetry.
Yeah,
and I like God bless my nephew, because I was going on and on about symmetry, and he's like, "What the hell does that mean?" and I'm like, "All right, listen. So this side matches this side." And he's like, "Can we please just watch the wrestling? Like, why are you harping so much?"
I just kept high-fiving him.
Yeah. He called this better than we did.
Oh, for sure.
His 10-year-old brain just knew what was going on.
He knows what's up, but also, if we were trying to do it for money or something, I think we would have probably not been in character quite so much.
No.
But again, I'm going to continue doing that.
Yeah,
like,
it's more fun that way.
I'm doing the picks is mostly just the fantasy book because it's fun, and I think you guys probably would rather hear that too. Like,
yeah. No, instead of practical.
You could just look at the Vegas odds to see who the favorites are.
Totally.
And
that's what was tripping me up. I'm looking the weekend of Mania, and
Cody dropping.
Cody was dropping in Cody wasn't dropping. Roman was growing.
Keep working those dirt sheets.
Yeah,
both companies, man. Love it.
So it became plausible. The opening of night 1 showed independently Cody, Seth, Roman, and Rock all like walking in, like they're holding coffees that are walking in with their suitcases, and they all had their own logos on the screen. Dude, I fucking love that.
It was cool.
It was like very old school when like SummerSlam 89, when it would be like the Rockers against Barbarian. I don't even know if that was a match.
Orient
but
Express always.
But you would have their logos next to them, or not even photos of the wrestlers. You would just have their logos. That's so goddamn cool, and it's such an easy way to brand. And
little touches.
It's just God, loved it. I loved it more than I think I should.
No, it was great.
Yeah, Michael Cole's suit looked like
Michael Cole, by the way.
Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny.
I had he looked like Elton John's husband accompanying him to the Grammys.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael Cole, I've given him a lot of shit over the years, and he did improve after he got Vince out of his ear. This was a great performance from him both
you
nights.
You could tell he's having fun now.
This was his best, in my opinion, best performance.
Him and Pat McAfee crack each other up
nonstop. The way that he closed the show, maybe even almost well up.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing. So we'll get to it at the end of the pay-per-view. I mean, everybody knows with Cody winning and everything. But if you want to determine if someone if you're on the fence, are you a sociopath? Show them the end of this WrestleMania, and if they have no emotion, you're a sociopath. Because I've watched it back a few times now, and when he gives his mom the belt,
it's great.
If you feel nothing, I got to call the police.
I mean, for me, as Mr. I'm so angry with Vince for making me feel like shit all these years and calling it stupid sports entertainment.
Yeah.
Michael Cole saying, I love pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, me too, Michael. Me too.
And then I went out. We were going to wear the same suit Michael Cole had on for the show, but we didn't have I don't even know how to finish.
I will say on the pre-show, Punk and Big E, again, both those guys, if ever they want to just be on commentary, they're going to be, Big E will be like Taz level color as soon as he wants to do it. But they both look very fly in their suits.
I know where Punk gets his suits.
Really?
Yeah. I know a guy that goes to the same tailor.
He doesn't like secondhand shops.
No, he saw him there one time. He was getting fitted for a suit, and he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm seeing Punk's here." I'm like,
Really?
"No, he's not." He's like, "Yeah, he is." So,
did you? Big fan.
He might have. He's very cool. Very, very cool customer. The show opens with Triple H coming to the ring. They call him now Paul Triple H Levesque. And it pushed we already said it.
Which I expect is going to eventually transition just to Paul Levesque.
That's fine.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Like when you're giving a dog a new command, when they know like the German word for sit, you just say that word and then sit.
Yeah.
And then eventually you just say sit. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're conditioning us to be comfortable with Paul Levesque.
They tried to do that with Ricochet when he debuted. Remember that? They said his name.
What's it? I don't know what his name is.
Let's see.
I've been a fan for 20 years. I have no idea what the man's name is.
Ricochet, real name, Trevor Mann, with 2 N's.
Yeah, no.
So when he debuted on TakeOver, and they do the crowd shot, it would say Trevor, quote, Ricochet, quote, Man. And that was like entirely rejected by the internet.
Because Ricochet's a great name.
He's also, but like we've never known him as Trevor Mann.
Yeah, and he was like a wildly popular independent wrestler. So
this is like when... We already knew who all these guys were coming in
NXT.
Triple H says, "Welcome to a new time. Welcome to a new era. Welcome to Wrestlemania."
Non-growly, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that change he's also made kind of subtly? He's no longer, and he was doing that not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was just like a dude talking.
Yeah.
It sounded great.
It makes him less carny.
Yeah, and it's much better to hear him with his good mic doing Welcome to WrestleMania than Welcome to WrestleMania.
Well, somebody used to growl a lot in that company. I think they're trying to move entirely away from that.
I hope he is suffering daily.
Yeah. First show on the match was the Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley coming in as the champion against Becky Lynch.
Blew my expectations away.
Women's matches on this show were among the best.
Yeah. There were 2 of my 3 favorite, just pure, like technically best matches. Two of them were the women's matches.
God damn it, did all 4 of these ladies go?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Also, too, if we are to believe, because
I think it's got to be shoot. Because why say that even?
Yeah. Well, we did just do a Turnbuckle Time Machine review where Bret Hart could not defend his Intercontinental Championship because he had 104 degrees.
So you
fever.
think Becky Lynch signed with WCW for a multi-year deal to bring the Intercontinental title over?
I don't know.
And then subsequently found out that she was tricked, and then her contract actually rolled over.
I don't know.
I like.
Yeah, she had to have been
it was weird, so I think like it would have been weird for them to say it if it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So I think she probably realized.
Plus,
she's on a book tour, which is very easy to get sick when you're on a book tour.
She's around people in an arena all the time, but now you got to I don't know to the degree which she's doing it. I assume she's shaking hands, taking pictures.
I've seen her doing a shitload of stuff.
Yeah.
Up
when I'm
in passing.
When I'm Bret Hart's book tour, he shook everybody's hand, took photos with everybody.
He's old school. If you don't shake their hand, it's I'll shit in your gym bag.
Also, too, since she was losing, maybe saying, "Hey, she had strep throat," was like, she should have lost. And it's not like unreal. And I just add to the she wasn't supposed to win. There's no way she was going to win. It was hard enough if she was healthy. She's got strep now. She's definitely not going to win.
Worked her ass off in this match either way.
If she won, it would have been her 7th title reign, which I thought was surprising.
She got the crowd behind her too. Both women had the crowd behind them while working this match because it was partisan to start, but Becky worked them into it. So and also I was super impressed with her.
Zero mention of any of the sexuality stuff that built this.
Which is fine. Like the tension was still there, but then
perfect.
Yeah, don't have to talk about it.
Didn't have to bring it up. She was reading passages from her book as her intro. Becky's journey, I get it. You wrote a book. We got to talk about your journey. That's the only time I'm going to allow it.
She's in the middle of an autobiographical book tour.
Yeah.
So
102
didn't love her gear. Is my only.
No, but she changes her gear all the time.
Yeah.
And those poor ladies cannot find fishnets that do not rip apart.
No, I know.
They all tear.
You'd think
there's a market out there for
Kevlar
a company
or something.
Fishing line.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it breathes,
but
a
little bit.
It might add to the. Might add to the spectacle.
Hurt extra.
Yeah. And then so Becky Lynch comes out over like Rover. She's a goddamn star. I know I always give her shit like, is she a good wrestler? But she's a goddamn star.
She steps up in big moments.
Yeah.
It's just like Charlotte. I like Charlotte's always every time she's got a big like a pay-per-view, like the lead up, I'm like, is she really that good? She kind of looks like dog shit. She just had a bad match. She can't talk, yada yada. Then the pay-per-view comes and it's like, oh, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She instantly puts you right
Step
in
it
place.
up when it's time to shine.
Rhea Ripley comes out next to a live band, Motionless in White from Scranton, Pennsylvania, right down the street from the Dunder Mifflin.
The office.
The singer looked like 2023 Rhea Ripley, which made
absolutely.
me laugh. And WWE still has not figured out after all these years how to properly mic a live band.
No, it's always terrible.
His vocal was super hot, and the band was just inaudible.
Actually, AEW's done it. There's usually dog shit too with it, but they've done a couple that were pretty okay.
Yeah, they had Rancid.
Yeah, but that's the one we were talking about.
The greatest one.
But they were mic'd pretty well too.
Yeah.
Like they sounded pretty decent.
I tell you what, the last time I could think of WWE doing it correctly is when Limp Bizkit played out Undertaker at WrestleMania 19.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I feel like during that era, I forget the name of the band, but the
Saliva.
Make some noise. The X-Pac guys. They did a few different live, but they were mic'd up good. Like you could hear it.
The greatest rendition of
Lemmy was he good? Was he mic'd properly? I can't remember.
I don't remember not liking it, but also Lemmy's pretty infallible.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to
because he
remember
wasn't even,
if it was like
he didn't even know the words.
just him or like
he was singing what he was like in and around the lyrics.
My personal favorite was when they had Pitbull come out and do like a 5-song set.
I forgot about that.
After like hour 6 of a 7-hour show. But this was good. It was, it didn't sound good, but doesn't matter because everybody was fucking super fired up for the match.
And Rhea was super fired up. Like, nice little touch. Everyone in the Judgment Day had little pops of red on their gear during the show, which they don't normally do.
Have you seen the Rhea was tweeting about this? The Damian Priest nickname that she loves so much, and he said he's gonna maybe adopt it. Bisexual Undertaker.
Oh, Drew McIntyre said it.
Did he?
On Raw,
oh, okay. I missed it. He said he was going to adopt it and actually start using.
Why not? He looks like a Hellraiser character. Like
he's got the crazy eyeliner
and the big dreads. He just looks like, I don't know, bisexual Undertaker.
Yeah, exactly.
It's right on. The match was good. They worked good together. I didn't think they worked exceptionally well together.
They didn't have incredible chemistry, but they worked their butts off in the match. So it made it, and like, it's hard to have a real, true, like the kind of banger I'm looking for in front of that many people in a big outdoor. It's hard. Like it was hard at All In. It's just hard to do that. Right. Like, and they came pretty damn close.
It was great. It was good. I don't say it was great, but
very entertaining.
I would say it was
very good. Great considering the circumstances.
Yeah.
Especially if Becky really was sick because he couldn't tell.
Yeah. Super physical. And then, Rhea won clean as a whistle.
Yeah. I got that wrong. Dave got it right.
I got it right. So that is, I'm just going to start keeping track here. So I got I
figured book tour would trump all. I was incorrect.
So D and S. 1 for D.
I mean, yeah. You already got the belt, but
yeah, but I want you to see me tally it up in real time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what best I could do.
It's not going to change how I book from there or predict.
No,
going forward.
But I got this. I already got the tallies going. I got to finish.
Fine.
I follow through.
Yeah. Stick to the bit.
Yeah. Tag team title ladder match was next.
The fucking Judgment Day.
And do we have to say who was in this? Like everybody?
The fucking Judgment Day. Now I have to bleep myself twice for our friend. I will be putting on it. Well, you'll know this, but I'm going to be doing a family-friendly version of all our WWE podcasts since WWE has so many kid fans. And for Mason specifically, buddy.
Hey, babe. Fuck.
That's actually easy. I can just...
The tag team, 6-pack tag team ladder match. By the way, we found out, because I didn't watch SmackDown because I felt it was pointless because WrestleMania was
like 2 seconds away.
Yeah. I don't know if they mentioned this on SmackDown, but the tag team titles were separated.
No idea.
No. And like we had picked one team, and then we're like, oh, there's definitely going to be 2 teams that win. And then they mentioned that the draft is happening, so it all.
And I gave you the victory here, even though it wasn't.
Who's that?
Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. but like neither one of us got it really.
Can I get
totally right?
half credit?
You just get credit. You beat me anyway.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if I got anything right. I think Roman.
Yeah. A-Town Down under, which was Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. The Awesome Truth, which is Miz and R-Truth. Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. The New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods. New Catch Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. That was the ladder match.
Yeah.
It was a ladder match.
I thought it was my only complaint. It was a solid match. My only complaint was it's a little disjointed having the way that the finish finished. I love the finish. Yeah. But that kind of finish, it's hard to do with. You got this like hard hitting ladder match, and the expectation for ladder matches on pay-per-views is like Kevin Owens, they're trying to kill each other kind of thing, and then you had the kind of funny R-Truth win. Yeah, and it felt a little like didn't match up. This
was a lot of comedy, especially since like DIY were like they're cosplaying as Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and they did the super kick and like fairy tale ending, which is his version. It's a better pedigree. Yeah. So yeah, it was there was not a lot of like holy shit spot. JD McDonough, who was not in the match, had the biggest holy shit spot.
And I would have rather, like, if Truth's getting his win, which he did, who won the other ones? I didn't remember.
The A-Town Down Under.
A-Town Down Under, yeah.
With
the ass boys without the good wrestling. Yeah. But I do dig their characters. I think that they are very irritating in the right way.
Good guys you want them to lose. You want to pay to see them lose.
I would rather have R-Truth got, since he did get his victory, like in just a straight up like pinfall kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now they're continuing it, so I do think he's going to maybe get his flowers.
He did get the hot tag.
Yeah.
Did the 5 moves of doom.
Overdue in this.
And then he did score a pinfall victory. So
that's true.
He did count. Who did he do it to?
Wasn't The Miz, was it? His own.
I wrote that he did it. I didn't write who he did it to. No, he was not to The Miz. But when he went up to get the hot tag, that place came unglued.
Yeah, he was the most over guy in the.
Yeah, by a mile.
They still got to work on just having tag team matches on pay-per-views that are just regular tag team matches, because tag team matches rule.
I think we're entering that Paul Levesque era where we're going to have that.
Yeah. I mean, he was NXT when NXT's tag division was hot as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. And just look at the guys in this match, and then we can only build from here. The spot I was mentioning, JD McDonough was trying to help Finn Balor up. So the SmackDown titles, as Sullivan had said already, was A-Town Down Under got the SmackDown tag team titles. So the bulk of the match was who's going to win the Raw tag team titles, and Balor's trying to climb. And he's a little hurt. JD McDonough's trying to help him up. New Day pushes the ladder over. They get Balor off, and then they push it. So McDonough falls from on the ladder in the ring to a table outside the ring. Yeah, I don't know how the hell they protect themselves from shit like that. But like
I never understand in ladder matches.
No,
like that's one of the few stip matches that I think just pure in ring WWE does better than AEW is the ladder matches, and they do all shit all the time. Where I'm like I don't know how you don't.
They gotta
kill
be on
yourself.
Beta blockers.
Kevin Owens should have killed himself 50 times doing ladder matches on pay-per-views.
Absolutely.
By the way, 2K24, first time they've gotten ladder matches right on a video game. It's not like impossible or frustrating. You can actually do it.
The game's perfect.
It's incredible.
It's a perfect game. There was a fun little spot where the ladder broke, like it bent by the feet, and Damian Priest was trying to climb it, and one of the refs was like grabbing his leg. Yeah. And like, hey, the ladder's broken. So they had to
get
bladder's
broken. I'm pissing all over the place.
Is that what I said? Bladder. The bladder's broken. Due to my excitement, I didn't want to go to the bathroom for this pay-per-view. It's like Grandpa Simpson in the back of the car when we went to Safari. A lot of Simpsons today. Tune into AEW for more Simpsons references. But they get a new ladder, and that was just, I never saw that before, where the ref's like, yo, the ladder's broken. Yeah. Usually they get it.
Should kind of be his job. Usually the refs are just there to steady the ladder while people are climbing it.
When they're about to do some
in
giant
any ladder match, but
toward the end, Truth does an attitude adjustment to Damian Priest over the top rope, and R-Truth climbs to win the Raw Tag Team title. So now,
hell yeah.
Hell yeah is right. Like, that was his first ever WrestleMania win.
Yeah.
Which wasn't shocking.
No, very deserving, though. Has he held a belt besides the 24/7?
No.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
About time.
And I don't love The Miz as his partner, but
So the Miz, I was like kind of like, okay, fine, The Miz. And then I went on his Instagram. Apparently, he's been on some insane weight loss journey.
Really?
Like, since the year started. And he wrote this like giant, like, I can't help but to love this guy.
he's a
after reading
very
this.
impressive person.
Yeah.
He's just shitty at wrestling.
He's like, but like you see that like he's a good dad. Like
yeah,
he's dedicated.
an impressive person in every way.
Yeah,
like
except in wrestling.
Except wrestling.
But yeah, we as we saw on Monday Night Raw, he has no idea how to do an attitude adjustment.
can do
He's
anything.
taken 1,700 of them, but
he's
he
bad
doesn't.
at everything.
Got to fall
He's been
down.
wrestling for 20 years. He's never had a great match. Not one. The
Yep.
Dolph one was like 3 stars, and
Well,
that's
Dolph-
the best. It's the ceiling. Like,
Dolph Ziggler can go into a hardware store and
Yeah.
have a good match with the boo abort.
they know what you're getting
Yeah.
at.
Never saw this on WWE programming before. There was a ad for Wheatley American Vodka.
Oh yeah.
They
Advertising
never
the booze.
advertised alcohol before. Ever.
What's Rock's? He owns one.
Terramana?
It's probably
like that?
greasing the wheels to get his
He used
stuff
He
advertised.
used tequila, right? Terramana.
Yeah, it's a high-end
It's
tequila. I think.
delicious.
It was after I quit drinking. Was Rock introduced it to market?
Yeah.
So alas, it's one of the few things that I'll never get to sample.
No, that's fine.
I'm okay with it.
I'm gonna let you
And I
know.
also never had a White Claw. I'm very happy about that too.
Well, you're not a basic bitch.
Didn't
That's why-
become a thing until after I
I'm gonna nope.
hung up the.
Unless I don't believe you have Uggs on, so you don't have to wear your. After the but that's cool. Like they're now like, hey, vodka. Adults watch our show.
Yes.
Let's sell proper advertising.
I kind of like the advertising on the ring thing. I've been saying this for a long time. I think it looks cool in Japan. Makes it feel like you're watching sport.
And they have the only one permanent thing. They just had the Prime bottle logo in the
Much
middle.
upgraded, by the way, from the one that they first unveiled. It was just like a total. I kind of think they did a shitty one to begin with, just to make the real one look better.
Yeah.
Because it's a much better looking logo.
Yeah.
Like,
You look, and then he had the Prime rehydration station, like which was outside the ring.
yeah.
Which was just like a bunch of, and again, my nephew lost his mind. He's like, "We gotta get that.
Yeah.
We gotta get the black. It's a black
I
one,
understand.
Mom. We gotta get the black one."
After seeing him, I understand why Logan Paul's a billionaire or whatever, because
Lost his mind.
boy, he was
Yeah.
into Prime.
Yeah.
Your brother forced me to sample it for the first time. It tasted pretty good.
It's pretty
I'm
good.
not,
It's very
I'm many things, but I try not to be a liar. It's a little sweet, but all those kinds of drinks are.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's because it's got coconut water.
Yeah, but I still Body Armor for life because of Leo, and also I think it's better. But it was better than I expected. Better than Woo Energy probably is.
How have we not had? All right.
Because they're $29.99 as expected.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a half a tank of gas or Woo energy drink. Next, they do a Bo Dallas is kind of narrating, kind of like a ad for the Bray Wyatt documentary. Uncle Howdy's coming back.
Yes. Also, trigger warning for anybody who does watch the Bray Wyatt thing. You do get a snippet of Dusty Rhodes speaking in non-Dusty talk, just like a regular person, and it is very, very jarring.
Yeah. Okay.
It's upsetting. Like, I wish I would have missed it.
Like Randy Newman? Is that how he's talking?
That would have been like the greatest thing I've ever seen. This was just like Dusty somberly talking like a regular human being with like a light lisp, and I was like,
Yeah. I don't even want to do it right now because
You want to do your Dusty? I think you should. Actually, no. That should be a Turnbuckle Time Machine exclusive character. I think.
Keep it special for the
tune
time.
into that to see what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah. Maybe some of us can't do a Dusty Rhodes impression, but we can do a really good Randy Newman impression. They did a bunch of stuff throughout WrestleMania, and I noticed it on Monday Night Raw where the camera was a little glitchy.
Yeah.
A little glitchy, and that is because Uncle Howdy might be coming back. So they're keeping...
Yeah, they intimated it on the...
Like, I noticed during Sami Zayn's entrance, I'm like, why is the camera so shoddy?
Yeah. Which,
like, the beautiful
I
cameras.
was a Bo Dallas guy back in the day, too.
Yes.
So
I'm stoked that he's, like...
Yeah, me too.
Been off TV for way too long.
He did well with everything they gave him.
Yeah.
The Bo Lee thing was good, and then when he's B team, like they got over. It was a trash gimmick, and he got it over.
Yeah.
Like,
who did you have for the tag? You had the New Day, right? So you lost.
New Day.
That's 2. So 2 for me. No for you.
yes.
You're
I'm not
giving
sure
me-
if I got any right.
No.
The next one is disqualification, though, because a different performer was in the match.
This should have been so good,
Yeah.
and it was so meh.
Yeah.
You just had keep talking about the tag match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio, and Andrade replacing an injured Dragon Lee.
It would have been way better with Dragon Lee. Andrade just doesn't have it, man. He just doesn't. Like, I want him to.
Yeah.
I wanted him in AEW to be great. I wanted his first run in WWE to be great.
I think AEW was the company for him because he's so violent.
He's very violent. Yeah. And you can't do that really on WWE programming. They don't want that, at least.
Right.
And he doesn't have star power. He doesn't have charisma.
No.
It's not like Dragon Lee has more charisma under the mask than, this match could have been absolutely incredible with Dragon Lee there, and it still should have been better than it was with Andrade. But last minute replacement, you never know with like chemistry and stuff.
Right,
but it was very mad.
And like my original prediction, I was going to say this. I said this would open the show to keep like a hot tag match. Oh boy, am I glad I was wrong. Yeah. Because the crowd needed
100%.
They needed a bathroom break.
I did not expect the women to open, and it was 100% the right call.
Well, I think I said on our preview, I'm like, I really hope they don't open the show with a world title of some kind. And I'm like, oh, motherfucker, here we go.
Hey, when I say it about AEW, true for WWE as well. When they're doing what they should be doing and going really good, whatever they decide to do is better than what we came up with.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah. Just as a disclaimer, we are always more right than everybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the next.
Collectively right should be the name of this podcast.
We're better than you, and you should know it. I wrote. This is when Corey Graves said the temperature dropped, and I don't know if it's probably both. Like, the crowd got really cold, plus like they needed time to chill after two like just really awesome fun matches.
Yes, I think that's like a big part of it.
Yeah.
Also, I was like, "Shut up, Corey Graves, you're a pussy," because he was on color here, and he's just bad at color commentary. Yeah. He did find his niche, I think, when they have him on TV doing play-by-play. He's very good,
right? Like
shockingly good. Yeah. I just don't like him on color. Yeah. Like when Punk came out and did color, it stood very much out that Corey Graves is not as good.
Say less. You like really color guys just say. And dude, again, we're getting spoiled. Another plug to go listen to our Turnbuckle Time Machine episodes. We're just getting a course in the GOAT.
It's like
we're just listening
class
to Bobby Heenan every
color
week.
Commentary.
So we're like, everybody sucks by comparison.
Yeah.
The notes I have for this, there were a couple really cool spots. Andrade's boot back elbow, which is never not going to look good.
It looks great every time.
They did something I never saw before. Ray gets on Andrade's shoulders, sitting on the turnbuckle, and they do a double cross body, like they're doing a chicken fight kind of thing. And Andrade turns sideways, and like they respectively splash two guys on the outside. Never saw that before.
Yeah, me neither.
That was a lot of fun. How does he not kill guys when he does the double knees to the turnbuckle?
No idea. Same with the hip attack that Tony Storm and Amanada do. I have no idea. It's one of those moves that it's just like that's a concussion. I don't like. It's great. It's awesome. It's because it's not a concussion because they wouldn't keep doing it if the moves were. It's the dark arts of wrestling. That's the best kind of sleight of hand.
Yeah.
I still have no idea how it works without
not even
concussing people.
It just looks so violent.
Yeah. Yes.
My Lord.
It looks like he's not letting up in any way.
No. No. And
he has to be. My logic brain tells me he has to be because he would just injure somebody every time he did it if he wasn't. Right. So he's doing something awesome.
Yeah, well, his double moonsault looked so fucking smooth. Yeah. Like, it just looked...
He's gotten better since debuting with WWE.
Yeah.
When I say he doesn't have it, I just mean like he's never going to be the star that I think a lot of us hoped for him. And he just doesn't.
Unless they like get him with the right partner, dance partner, or something like that. Because like, look at who's like, Santos Escobar should be bigger than he is.
Yeah,
he's such a great worker.
That's why I always complain about them putting like all their Mexican workers in that little pocket where they're only facing each other. Like, no, get them out there doing their thing, face everybody. Yeah. Like, have their own characters. It doesn't have to be like lucha guys versus not a lucha but a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Like, it should be branched out. And Santos has got a bright future if they do that with him. Like
1,000%.
As does Dragon Lee, by the way.
There's a couple of just like shining stars in here where you're like, okay, like, can we get rid of the fluff?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. During the match, the LWO and other members of the LWO and Legado del Fantasma are fighting outside. A bunch of other shit happens. This made me cringe so hard. So Joaquin Wilde does this thing where he gets like slingshotted off the ropes and does like a epically far splash, but like he was like throwing his arms up trying to get people to react to it. It's like, dude, just do the move.
Yeah.
Just do the. It would be like if Austin was about to do the stunner and he's like, "Hey, everybody, about to do the stunner." like
a little turnbuckle time machine Jericho-esque. Come on, baby.
Yes.
Boo.
It never. When you scream and be like, "Come on!" Like no pros do that.
Yeah,
They just don't.
You're being try-hardy.
Yeah, it looked awesome, but he was just way too excited about it, and it diluted it. And yes, I am giving him negative points for being excited about wrestling.
Yeah,
Because I want you to fight. I want to be the one that's excited about what you do, not you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we are criticizing a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And overwhelmingly positive for this show too. So it's okay to
we got to nitpick the show.
It's true. That is true.
This is one of the rare downs of the show.
And I think it would have been a huge up if there would not have been I had a said injury, but did I hear visa issues or something too?
Yeah. That's the real reason.
Freaking Roosh and Dragon Lee always. I love them both, but they both have visa issues all the time.
They got to get new lawyers, man.
Yeah.
So the finish had two new guys, brand new guys in green, Eagle green, Philadelphia Eagles green, Rey Mysterio masks, jumped the guardrail and they attack Dominic outside and they throw him in the ring. Santos Escobar is also attacked by Rey, which allows him to do it's just wild how everybody ends up laying on the middle rope in Rey Mysterio matches.
And no other match ever.
Never happened in a Shawn Michaels match once. A double 619, which pops both of them up. And what's it called?
It was FTR, by the way, in their triple gimmick.
Oh, they had it
the
too?
Masked Men.
Oh, God. Can you imagine if that was FTR that came out?
Oh, my God.
The place would melt. So what's his finisher called now? The Message? Andrade's worst finish?
I don't know. It's not good.
No, his like hammerlock.
It's not terrible, but
his hammerlock DDT was like legitimately terrifying.
Looked like he was killing people with it,
which is kind of his
It's
thing.
like the better version of the Moxley McFoley DDT. Like it more pins your hand. That's probably why they can't do it in WWE because it is a lot riskier and they're more careful about stuff like that.
Fine. Yeah, and then Rey splashes and pins Santos Escobar.
Also, that back elbow should just be his finisher.
Yes!
Because it should have always in AEW, and it's incredible.
Yeah. And it sounds cool and it looks cool and it's legitimately like if I got it's the Judas effect. It's the better Judas effect.
Yeah, but cool spots in the match, just a little disjointed.
Yeah,
not as awesome as it would have been if Dragon Lee.
Also, too, like credit, like if we're gonna give him some points here, if this was supposed to be Dragon Lee since Monday and then they find out, like let's say,
that's why I'm giving it some grace because it's the
they
last
probably
minute.
Yeah, absolutely. The two guys under the masks are Philadelphia Eagles, Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey looking very much just like a dude.
Yeah, everybody outside of the Philadelphia area gave zero fucks because they didn't know who the fuck these guys were.
I knew who Jason Kelsey was
because he's dating his brother's dating Taylor Swift.
He is also going to be a Hall of Fame center, just retired, but like he's a center. He's a fucking offensive lineman. So yeah, if it wasn't for Taylor Swift, probably wouldn't know what he looked like. I just know his name.
Right.
But I was like, oh, Jason Kelsey. Yeah. What do you know?
I couldn't have cared less. Fine.
Yeah.
If it was going to be in a match, fine. This is the one to do it in. Whatever. Do you have anything else in this match?
No. Like I said, good, decent spots, just a little disjointed, but I chalk it mostly up to like a last second change.
Yeah. Tough Enough's coming back.
Oh yeah.
It's not called Tough Enough. It's called WWE Next Gen.
Yeah.
Which
I loved Tough Enough.
God damn it, did I love Tough Enough. I'm so excited this is coming back. However, that means we're going to have to hear more origin stories about how hard it was for people to get there.
Oh, yeah, even longer, cheesier
ones. Oh, my
too.
God. I don't need a Shakespearean monologue from everyone that wrestles about why they're wrestling.
And hopefully we don't get any Velveteen Dreams out of this version.
Absolutely not. Can you imagine if, like, every major league pitcher, like, before the game started, you would have to hear how hard their life was to get?
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or even because it would be much worse stories, like NBA players.
Yeah.
Like the number of dudes that are coming out of poverty from there.
Or life
stories.
How many pro athletes are from
boxers? Shit. Boxers are
sending money back to their home to keep their families and I mean, I'm not ing the story. I'm just ing.
No, you're ing. Fuck those people. They shouldn't help their families. Those pricks.
Fuck them. You get here. That's your bread.
Yeah.
You eat your own bread. You don't send
God
bread
loves
home.
you more. That's why you're successful. So you're insulting God by giving your money away.
So there's new Tough Enough. And I would have much rather watched Tough Enough than the next match.
Yeah. It's interesting what they're doing with Jade Cargill, which is exactly the same thing AEW did with Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Both on this and Raw. I was like, oh, you didn't change her in any way.
No.
Like
same music.
Same music, same moveset, same like outfit. Exactly the same.
Something that threw me off is I'm like, oh, they cut her hair off for WrestleMania, but then on Monday Night Raw, her hair was back to the normal
AEW length.
And then I watched it again. I watched WrestleMania again right before. It's kind of a refresher before we did this today. I'm like, where did her hair go? Like, it's not like tucked up or nothing.
And
they just put a bunch
extensions on Raw either. So
no, they just put a bunch of mousse in it or something like that. The next match is the Usos. Do you want to do that, or do you want to do?
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
6
Yeah,
women?
I jumped. I'm sorry, Mason.
I don't
The
mind.
Usos match was the worst match of WrestleMania.
Oh, he knows. We were not quiet about it.
It was a 1-star match. You can talk about it if you want.
Was it?
I just thought it was.
So there have been 3 brother versus brother matches in WrestleMania history.
Most brother versus brothers are not good.
Well,
Bret Owen is the outlier.
Because it was one of the best matches in WrestleMania history, period.
Yeah.
Probably the best opener.
But I mean, not just on WrestleMania. Usually brother versus brothers kind of suck.
Yeah.
And those, like Bret Owen was Bret Owen.
Yeah.
It's like a match that has been templated and copied a billion times.
Yeah. It was bowling shoe ugly, to borrow a term.
It was the most boring thing.
Jimmy looked terrible. He just looked like he looked like Sting at Starrcade. Like he hadn't wrestled or taken care of himself in a while. And I'm not like body shaming or whatever, but like the Usos used to look legitimate as fuck. Like even last year at WrestleMania. And it's like he looked like a different guy.
He like you said, he looked like he didn't care like leading up to it.
Yeah.
And maybe he was depressed or something, and then like I feel bad for the guy. But he did
Something
seem like
looked off.
There's something wrong.
Yeah. They tried their hardest, man. They put together.
I don't know that they tried their hardest. Dave.
No, let me back up. The production team tried their hardest because they put together a really, really good pre-match package.
So much better than the match.
It was so. It told the story really well.
It was also better than the stuff that was actually happening that they put into the package, because that was boring too. But the package was so good that it made it seem interesting.
Yeah, maybe some matches shouldn't get such awesome production because then the match has to be like kind of as good.
Maybe some matches just shouldn't be booked on WrestleMania.
Period. And also too, don't book Lil Wayne on WrestleMania anymore.
Yeah.
And if you back to my
greatest hip hop star of all time, I'm not sure about that one. He's great, but like
learn how to mic musicians if you're gonna put him on the show, because the mix couldn't have been worse.
Yeah.
And he did not know that he wasn't supposed to just keep talking the entire time Jey Uso came out. Ugh. That's
kind of a classic WrestleMania thing, though. Celebrity on that doesn't realize they need to stop talking.
My favorite one was it Burt Reynolds?
Oh God,
WrestleMania 10 was it? And like his like tone was off, and he just I don't know.
You know who my legit no joke favorite is?
Yeah,
Snooki.
Why is that?
Because she outperformed what everybody expected by such wild margins.
Yeah.
That like she was pretty good, but like everybody thought it was going to be a joke, and then she was able to like perform some stuff in the ring, and it was like, oh my God, like 4'1" joke of a person, Snooki.
Yeah.
Is like talented, and she's worked on this a little bit, so I loved it. Like
that doesn't even come up.
No, I know.
You saying that is the first time I thought about it, probably since she did it.
I have heard like here and there people mention like, oh yeah, she outperformed, but like it was really impressive when it happened. Like
I have to go. Maybe on a future Turnbuckle Time Machine, we will go back and look at Snooki.
Once we're done with the
Heyman's. After Heyman's. What did I say? Heyman.
They're both great talkers.
Yeah. Want to do Heyman next?
Like as manager, I'll do as owner of the company.
Yeah.
You can do 40 straight ECWs. I don't know if anybody will enjoy it, but I'll have fun.
Yeah. This was one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my entire life.
They were trying to do some kind of a story. I just remember thinking why they keep repeating a thing. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
They were repeating a thing over and over and over again as a story beat, and I was like, am I stuck in a time loop? This is taking forever.
It was bad.
I've been sitting here since before time started.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Jay's motivated because he's been pushed to the moon on Raw, and Jimmy has just been doing nothing forever.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, career trajectory.
Jimmy's been killing it on house shows, if the footage I've seen is to be believed.
Yeah.
But he certainly seems like he cares a lot more on the house shows than he did in this.
It was bad.
I
don't even know how it ended. Jay won. I don't know how he won, but Jade won.
Yeah, evidently.
So is that? So I wrote Solo was going to interfere. I said Jimmy was going to win. So I do not get a point for that. You get a point for that, right? You got that one.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So we're 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
That might have been my only win.
Next we have and I get why I want to talk about this match more than I want to talk about Usos match. It was Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill versus Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai representing Damage Control. Jesus Christ, does everyone in this match like Naomi looked slightly out of place, and she's good,
and she's very good,
and like that's just how Bianca Belair.
I mean, Jade, like we said, Jade does the Jade stuff.
It was a showcase match.
Yeah,
it was just to get her Jade on a WrestleMania.
She looked good. She just looked exactly the same as she did in AEW.
Yeah, and if they're just gonna have her squashing people, totally fine.
Yeah,
like
I think that's,
run back the gimmick.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
I'm just a little surprised by, especially after Raw. I'm just a little surprised by like how, because they sent her to the Performance Center or whatever. I'm like, what did you do? Ever watch tape of her own matches? Because she's exactly the same. Well, maybe, but it works very well in AEW.
Maybe once we get acclimated to it, she'll start like how when John Cena started doing like backpack stunners, and we're like, oh, that's a new thing. Maybe she's gonna break new shit out like in a month.
On the fly in a month. Why send her to the Performance Center in the first place? Because like if she's gonna come out, just doing exactly the same.
Maybe just saving her for WrestleMania.
Even performance-wise, it's the same.
Yeah,
like she poses the same. It's
identical.
And it's Jade Cargill, who's super impressive.
Yeah.
So it's still cool. Yeah. It was just surprising how it's like, it's like when I put an AEW wrestler in 2K24.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Maybe they learned from Goldberg.
I did say, like, a lot of us believed that Jade Cargill was more of a WWE person in AEW and she belonged there. So, she was. So they just took it and put it there.
That's fine. It's fine. Keep it simple, stupid.
It fits.
Their entrance was one of the most extravagant ones of the entire show. They were on, like, a giant pedestal, and they all did their poses. Naomi had a big hat on, but that was her pose.
Raiden.
Yeah.
It was very Raiden-esque.
And then they all got off, and then like it lowered, but like it was cool. They were backlit, they were like silhouettes, like you could tell what it was. And they got lowered down, and then they individually got their entrances. And then Damage Control just had the super like Japanese entrance where it's a bunch of geisha girls with fans, and then they came out from there.
I didn't really remember that one. So was it not as...
They were just like fanning, and then like the camera got really close to the fans so you couldn't see them.
Yeah, that's right.
And then like they came out. Everyone... Yeah, the match was... It was so fast. It was an 8-minute, 5 seconds match, but like it was super fun.
Barn burner, yeah.
Yeah, super fun. I really liked during... Because Bianca Belair was the last one to get introduced for the entire match, and so her music was playing. And when she was coming to the ring, you saw Asuka and Kairi Sane just like dancing in the ring. They were just having a nice time.
I mean, it is kind of a catchy
Yeah.
Diddy, her song. I want to see her go on a monster heel run.
Is she?
She's so impressive.
Is she the best women wrestler on planet Earth?
She's in the conversation.
She's so goddamn good.
Yes, she
at
is.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's like, I don't know, maybe in Stardom or whatever, and like, but she's amazing.
I like the she has her entrance down. She has her signature stuff.
Like she always had the athleticism, but the in between that we talk about, she's like her built that up. Not that this match didn't need a ton of in between because it's 8 minutes long, but like, she's got it all together now. That's why I want to see her like again. I know she was on the top of the mountain for a long time, but I want to see her do that as a heel now because
that would be a legitimate. Can you imagine her and Jade turning heel?
Oh yeah,
and just factioning up.
Absolutely. Yes. And then give me like a slightly tweaked character, Tiffany Stratton, maybe going babyface.
Yeah.
So I get my Tiffany Stratton and Bianca Belair match.
I mean, we were talking about it not too long ago. Like they're having a big division of super athletic women.
Yeah.
But then you got like smaller women, like
all the other side of this too. There's a bunch of awesome wrestlers as well.
Dakota Kai is getting better noticeably week over week.
Yeah,
Jesus
she
Christ.
wasn't a great wrestler like NXT days, and she doesn't have really bad matches now.
No, she had charisma her entire career, but like the work was not quite there. And now, like, my lord, can you put her at the top of the division.
She can go.
And then you have Asuka and Kairi Sane, who are just a gift to watch.
Yeah.
They're so much fun to watch. And then, the finish was Jade Cargill did very little, but threw Dakota Kai into a Jaded.
Same move.
Same move?
Same move as AEW.
And then also, I've been tempted to look at the Twitter comments since you've mentioned like how simpy they are.
Mm-hmm.
Jade Cargill had very little clothing on for this, and I'm like, oh, Twitter's got to be on fire right now.
It was interesting. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, not a good look for wrestling.
Not the best of us are the ones that are commenting. Same ones that are arguing a lot over the CM Punk Young Bucks thing. That level of person
ogling Jade
are the
Cargill.
same ones talking about Jade Cargill's pin on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, super fun. Super fun is not going to do a goddamn WrestleMania classic.
My favorite match of the show. Yeah. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches ever. I think my favorite call from Samantha Irvin also, by the way, super MVP throughout this both nights of WrestleMania. They actually let her, as a very wise move, they had her doing the usually she's outside the ring doing the ring announcing. They had her come in so you could see her face, and that helped with the emotionality. Sure. And it led a ton into the finish of this match. Gunther. They do that more every time they say it on Raw too this week. It's less of a word. It's Sami Zayn
for the Intercontinental Championship.
I love Sami Zayn's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. I should have thought, hey, this is going to be incredible because it's Sami. Yeah, I love him. He probably my second favorite wrestler in the company after KO.
Yeah, it's convenient.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, they telegraphed the shit out of it.
Less convenient and more. They both wrestled the style that came out of PWG, which I enjoy.
Oh, I'm just saying that your two favorite wrestlers are like they're boys in real life. Yeah. They telegraphed it big time because it starts with Sami is backstage with his wife and his son.
Awesome, loved it.
And
his wife's a great actor, by the way. She usually they put the spouse out there, and it's like, oh, you don't know, it seems like they're not actually concerned or whatever. Yeah. She was like performing.
Yeah. And she said, or he said, keep him backstage. I don't want him to see what's about to happen. Zayn and they did not do a jump cut once. This is one long ass take. They start backstage, more on the production level. Yeah.
The best oneer of the show for sure.
Yeah. And then for sure. Yes. Probably all weekend.
Yeah.
And then they show him talking to his wife and his son. And then he starts walking and he walks by Chad Gable. And he's kind of saying like, hey, Chad, come out with me. And Gable's like, nah, you need to go out by yourself. You got this. And then Zayn says he owes him a favor. Yeah. And then he keeps walking. Still no camera cut.
Very clearly the Rocky illusion that, you owe me a favor. Yeah. Remember, you owe me a favor after this.
They straight up said during the match, it's Rocky IV. It's like Rocky IV. Like,
did you get in the pre-show, the CM Punk reference?
Yes.
They're like, Rocky IV? He's like, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Rocky movies.
Taking a shot at Moxley. Yeah. Still same shot. He walks down the impossibly long rampway that gets you to the stage because it's such a giant stage. It's
looking like the nerves are building up inside him the whole time because Sammy's a great actor.
The only thing they were missing is the dun dun. Like that WWF used to do. He walks by. He walks through Gorilla, right before Gorilla. And Kevin Owens is standing there. Huge pop.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens just shoves him.
Great.
And they hug. Oh, my. Paying off. This is rewarding wrestling fans for paying attention. Like, these guys are boys. They hug. And then Zayn's song. This song is more over than half the roster.
Yeah. I mean, as well it should be.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
When they first... Because I was like, please, when Sammy was starting to get big in that last year's build, and when I wanted him to win the belt, and he finally kind of coming around, becoming a full-on face, even in behavior, I'm like, when he comes out for the match, they need Worlds Apart back. Yeah, please, please, please. I didn't think they were gonna do it, and then when they did, I was one of those moments like, oh, they did it! They actually did the thing. It's incredible.
It's so
babyface music.
It's so good. And then Imperium comes out there at the top of the ramp, and everyone in Imperium minus Gunther are wearing just black suits. They look cool as fuck. Gunther comes down alone, so everyone's at the ring alone. This is when they make the Rocky IV analogy. And then the bell rang, and then holy shit.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I mean, there's only a couple of specific moves that I want to talk about, but so the story of the match was like a back and forth to begin, but once Gunther got the upper hand, he just did not let go of it, and was decimating Sammy, hitting him with everything. Yeah. We've seen Gunther use 6 different moves as finishers, did them every one of them, but Sammy kept just barely kicking out, yeah. And just the actually kind of Japanese fighting spirit thing that Sammy probably got back in his El Generico days. His wife outside John with Gunther the whole time. First, my husband's gonna kick your ass kind of way, and then as it settled in that Gunther's just destroying Sammy, and a realization came upon her. It was very well performed. Oh no, I just hope he's okay, kind of thing.
And he taunted the shit out of her.
Oh, he did nonstop. Very the most heelish I've seen Gunther, I think, in his career. Probably
also the most aloof we've seen him in his career.
Which fit for the story.
The story was told so well. His arrogance and trying to rub it in Sami Zayn's wife's face. Look what I'm doing to your husband. It's ultimately why he lost.
100%.
Yeah.
Because he didn't realize who was on commentary. One person on commentary was and Gunther, he knows he has it in the bag. Did he actually pick Sammy up for one of them, for one of the pinfalls, or was it all kickouts?
Great question.
I think he may have picked him up for one.
Great
but anyway, he's jaw-jacking with Sammy's wife, and one of the announcers is oh, Gunther just knows he's got this in the bag because he's got him so decimated. They were calling for throwing the towel because somebody stopped this. Sammy's not going to give up, but he's going to get hurt, kind of thing.
I don't know, Bill.
But then one of the other announcers is but look what's happening right now. And behind Gunther, Sammy's firing up, old school babyface, getting his crowd powered fire up going.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And I think it was only a couple of moves after the fire up, right?
It was Haluva kick. Awesome brainbuster spot.
Haluva kick. The one move I wanted to mention is not brainbuster, Dave. It's El Generico only special.
Excuse me.
Brainbuster. the top rope. I can't believe they let him do this in WWE. The one that Takeshita does in honor of El Generico.
Oh, he did it to Ospreay.
Yeah, we tried. He missed it. Yeah. But he's done it before. It's because El Generico was his first opponent ever. But Sammy has not done that move in WWE because they wouldn't let him.
Did you hear the crowd when he was getting up there?
Oh, yeah.
They it wasn't hey, big high spot is coming. It was a bunch of nerds that paid thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he's about to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I'm what the fuck? How did that happen on WWE television?
Yeah.
He's been in the company a long time.
It was a different feeling entirely. And watching it live, I'm oh, okay, wait.
I saw some people oh, it was a botch or something. I'm no, that was the goddamn brainbuster.
Yeah, it was very
perfectly landed too.
He hits that, and then another Haluva kick.
Which is still one of my favorite moves of all time.
Yep.
Haluva kick.
It's so just real. I don't know. The best finishers just
also
look super authentic.
Call it a hell of a kick.
Yeah.
But,
he just got to put a mask on at this point. Might as well. You might as well.
It is. It's not a theft. It is a he's my hero kind of thing. So it's all right.
Yeah. And then Sammy wins the Intercontinental Championship, which I initially did not want. I didn't even pick him. I picked Gunther to win.
Me neither. I didn't really even want it, even though Sammy's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
But by the end of this match, I sure wanted it because they worked my ass into it.
I'm okay with it now because Gunther gets some time off. Let us
and
remember
then when
that
he comes
special.
back, he can be in the title, top title contention.
I think he's going after Cody when they go to Berlin.
That would be a wonderful.
Makes sense.
Just give it enough time. That should be a real feud, a serious one.
Well, it's in the summer, so I don't know.
Yeah, but we don't know. It's the Paul Levesque era.
That's true.
We just watched a show that didn't disappoint really.
Right.
And that hasn't happened in 30 years.
Right.
On some level, at least, even the good ones.
The only disappointing thing of this entire show was the length of the last match.
It's
a little long. It was The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to determine the steps for tomorrow night's World Championship match. And if the Bloodline wins, Bloodline rules. If Cody and Seth win, it is a straight, regular-ass one-on-one
We both
match.
had wrong, right, on Gunther, Sammy?
We sure did.
Okay.
Yeah. And match was good. It was fine.
I think the length
Crushed
was
it.
part of the. Well, I think it was part of the smoke and mirrors because they needed. Rock was able to
looked
not
good.
blow up.
He looked
basically.
good. Yeah.
He looked real good.
Yeah.
But I think part of the reason he was able to do that is because it was 48 minutes long,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of time in between. There was not any point where he blew up.
No.
If they did a kind of a sprint or cut this time in half and tried to do the same number of spots,
Yeah.
I think it would have been tougher for him.
Yeah.
But the way it worked out, it just felt kind of long. But I think but Rock looked great. It's better than short and
Totally.
not the right, especially with Monday, the Raw to follow. Like he's very clearly still a big part of their plans, at least when he comes back.
100%.
So
100%.
Best to keep him looking like he looked.
The entrances were outrageously long.
Yeah.
It was from the moment the entrances started into any physicality, it was 24 minutes. It's a Simpsons
Cody's
episode.
first note of Cody's song till the finishing bell was hour 6.
Jesus Christ.
And it was a long time.
Long one. We were graced with the Seth Rollins's WrestleMania gear, which was preposterous.
Yeah.
His entrance gear sucked. His in-ring gear is the best one he's had
Yeah, I agree.
in a long
I agree.
time. Tomorrow was trash.
Yes.
Um,
Tomorrow seemed like they were playing a joke on us or something. Like,
the commentary did something that really annoyed me throughout this entire feud. Ever since Seth Rollins has been positioned as Cody's shield.
Yeah.
Right? So they kept saying that Seth knows how to beat Roman. He knows Roman. I'd just like to remind everybody that Roman choked out Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble 2022.
yeah. There was something. There was a reason, though. Like he didn't beat Seth clean last time or
He
something.
did.
There
I
was
went
a
back
thing.
and
I don't remember
I
what
went
it
back
was.
and watched the finish, and the way the match ended was he put him in the guillotine, and Seth reached for the ropes, and as his hand was on the ropes, he choked out. So he was
okay.
out. So and Roman wouldn't release.
Was
the
it just
hold.
that he wasn't pinned?
It was a DQ finish because
Oh,
Roman
okay.
wouldn't let the choke.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank
He
you.
wouldn't let the choke go.
DQ.
But like
It was something.
that's not. And he had the Shield gear on during that match at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, he's playing mind games with Roman. He's going to remind him. So when they constantly called back, and like Sunday night is like they romanticized the shit out of way too much. Which like some of that fine.
I changed my mind on the Seth last thing.
What?
Some people were talking about what it actually was that he was doing.
No, it's not.
And they're right.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No.
It makes perfect sense for the story.
It makes no sense because of what I just said. Because he tried this bullshit 2 years
His
ago.
way of being a Shield is not physically beating Roman up.
Right.
It's getting...
But if the Royal Rumble 2022 didn't happen, yes. But Roman saw this movie before.
Yeah.
He beat him in the same gear. Like, how did no one remember this? It really bothered me.
Yeah, no, like I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's...
I get what they were
it's,
trying to do.
Probably would not have gotten in Roman's head as much.
No.
Since he beat him. But I still think it's better than what my initial idea was, what he just like got all dressed up as a Shield member and then got knocked out immediately,
Yeah.
like taken out of the match and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He really did do something. It was just...
We'll get there. We'll get there. We had them both turning, by the way.
Yeah.
So we were dead ass wrong. Match was just really long. Highlight of the match to me is when The Rock goes to the ref. You count, you're fired. You know The Rock. I don't fuck around.
Very, very clearly on on camera.
And the guy that was on the delay or on the bleep button must have spit his coffee out and leaned forward in his chair because
Were they bleeping during the? I can't remember on the pay-per-views.
Yes.
I hate when they bleep the holy shit because it makes everything
from the crowd
disjointed.
from the crowd. No,
they do
Raw,
that on
did.
Raw. And it's like
Yeah.
every time it's like just whatever.
You
just
can
play it.
We can
Who
read
cares?
their lips.
Like
and
it
knows what
sounds
they're saying.
terrible when you're doing silence every half a second.
They did not bleep it. Oh, and I watched the replay, and like the bleep came like 3 seconds after The Rock said, "I don't fuck around." That made me laugh.
He was like jaw jacking at the ref the whole time, like to the point where the ref had to apologize to Cody.
Yeah,
like there's nothing I gotta do. He's the boss. I'm sorry.
Right. And then it was just a bunch of. The very cool spot in the match is Roman speared The Rock.
Yeah.
which pretty much
Sold it like crazy.
Yeah, he
Rock with that face. After he took the spear.
because he's the best wrestler on the planet.
Yes.
And,
He's the Rock. He's one of one.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. It was a match like kind of a telegraphed.
Like you
finish.
said, it was too long, but like that for a reason.
Yeah.
My biggest disappointment was the blood was no longer on the weight belt. I don't know why.
Cleaned it.
Eh.
Can't get through TSA
I
with
like
blood.
that Bucks the brown to blood.
Yeah.
It brings something.
Yeah.
Like the weight, the gravity.
Could have rebloodied it.
Yeah. On Cody's mom.
You beat up Cody's
You
mother.
actually beat the shit out of
Yeah.
her, and then get Cody's tears on the
And then it's just a
dovetailing.
it's just a petri dish of Rhodes diseases. The finish saw Cody hit 2 crossroads on Roman. The Rock slapped Cody with said weight belt.
Yeah.
Roman spears Cody, and then People's Elbow. I'm sorry, Rock Bottom, People's Elbow.
People's elbow. Cody's finisher. I know that it was effective the following
You
night,
hate
but
it, right?
I don't hate it as a move, but his actual finisher is 3 crossroads. It always is at this point. It's 3 crossroads, but you do 3 crossroads, and it ends up rolling you right to the ropes.
Yeah.
It's not a good place to pin somebody.
So speaking of WWE 2K24, I still don't know how to drag guys to the middle of the ring. So this is a problem for me personally all the fucking time.
Because our right stick.
Could be.
I think it's
right stick. I'm frustrated all the time. I'm right on the goddamn ring ropes. And back to Seth Rollins. If Seth was so confident he knew how to beat Roman Reigns, why did they lose this match?
He didn't know how to beat Roman Reigns. But
I know.
That's not what he was telling us the whole time.
He said he was going to be his shield.
He was.
Bullshit.
Just on night 2.
Just on night 2. My ass. Night 1 of WrestleMania was very fun. If this was a standalone pay-per-view, it would be fucking good.
Yeah,
it would
really
be
good,
like
really good with one of the best
average.
matches I've ever seen on it. Like
an above average
yeah.
pay-per-view.
Just having Sammy and Gunther on any that match on any pay-per-view, it would be like a above average pay-per-view for me.
Absolutely.
That's how much I felt for that match.
Yeah.
And then the nerd in me with the brain bust. Anytime I see something that like I never thought I would see again, or like if Owens pulls out the package pile driver like in WWE, same kind of pop for me.
One day.
Like,
has he ever done it?
he's done like a super safer
he lets it
altered
go, right?
version. Yeah. Doesn't look like Kevin Steen. Like
no. So that was night 1. We're good. We're good with night 1.
Solid. The crowd was not as awesome, but again, it was 40 degrees, so like
in Philly.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be windy too. You're
plus
all the
they're
way up
pricks because it's Philly.
there. Yeah. We don't fight about it. Night 2 opened with Stephanie McMahon. Huge pop for Stephanie McMahon.
She looks healthy. Like it's good for her that her piece of shit criminal father is no longer able to be around her.
Absolutely.
Might help.
Yeah.
Things.
She recounts when she sat at the entrance for WrestleMania 1, and she's been a part of every single WrestleMania ever since, which is a fun fact.
Yeah.
And she's most proud of WrestleMania 40 because it's the first WrestleMania of the Paul Levesque era.
Paul Levesque era.
And then she gives the crowd a, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
No, I said, "Are you ready?" She didn't say
I wonder if they'll
suck it.
start calling her Stephanie Levesque at some point.
Steph Levesque.
Steph Levesque.
Yeah.
To just get rid of that name altogether.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
It was so cool to see her.
Yeah.
It was almost like, I think that had to be super cathartic for her.
I've heard that she's like cool and the people like working with her and stuff, but I was always like, who knows? They may, but the fact that she is back, like, kind of tells me that she probably is very liked and like a cool person.
And now that you mentioned it, she did look super happy and light and relaxed. Like,
okay,
life does go on.
Yeah,
now.
the
Okay.
weight is off of me.
The weight is off of somebody else, of Seth Rollins in particular, because the next match.
Holy cannoli! The start of night 2.
Yeah.
Did we say that yet? I don't know. If
This is the start of night 2.
Yeah. Which much warmer, so the
warmer.
crowd like immediately is just more into it.
Bulldozing into
because
it.
the weather was much nicer. I don't know what Seth was doing here in this entrance.
It was midsummer. Oh, so they did say, because I made the analogy that it's like
It
midsummer.
looked like midsummer.
So apparently there's a thing in Philadelphia called the Mummers Parade, which is a big thing on New Year's Eve.
Did they say that on the commentary? I
Yes, but we weren't able to hear it.
I was on
because
my way to your brother's house still.
We
like,
were
kinda
losing our
watching on my
goddamn
phone.
minds watching this. Yeah. And that is how you dress up for the Mummers Parade.
Okay. So it fits because his whole character is I'm not a character. I just wear stupid outfits.
Correct.
So it fit.
Correct. And apparently
they had about 1,000 people dancing in equally stupid outfits.
Yeah. And he wears floods in this match,
Yeah.
which is, I don't know, very Millhouse of him. Drew McIntyre, whose gear was lost en route to WrestleMania, had to have emergency entrance gear made.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Man.
So, like, I was reading today, and this could all be bullshit, but the seamstress was up to, like, the wee hours of the morning, like, re-sewing shit for Drew. Because I believe an airline lost it. But he looked dope. He had the Braveheart entrance with all the swords.
Him of all people, too. Like, oh, the look I have.
He came out to Scotland the Brave.
Yeah.
And Punk goes, this is sacrilege.
Oh, yeah, Punk on commentary.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know when
blowing the other two out of the water. By the way. I just wanted to keep him on commentary for the rest of the show.
The replay did not show him coming out. I don't know when he came out.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean,
They showed him on TV when we were watching it live. But like the replay didn't have him coming out.
Did they do his music and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember.
They showed him like from the back.
I can't remember because I watched this disjointed because I was watching it on my phone as I pulled up to your brother's house.
Yeah.
I didn't want to turn it off because of what was happening.
Yeah.
So then like I watched it on the phone, and then when I came in the house, I was too preoccupied with trying not to spoil anything. Yeah. So yeah,
I believe your words were, "I need to go sit outside on the stoop," because I want to talk about this. In this match, Brutalist. It was a Brock Lesnar match.
Yeah.
There were 4 claymores. There were 3 stomps.
Beautiful claymores too.
Yeah.
It was a me match. I like the finishers, not finishers. He spammed the finishers, but like it looked great. They all look great.
And this is when this
fun
works.
match.
This is when this works at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You just, as you said it, you spam finishers.
Yeah.
This is one of 2 matches.
For WWE,
Yeah.
I would say only do it at like WrestleMania.
Yeah, because if you had to do this on every show, because the claymore, one of those will give you a goddamn concussion.
They all looked like brutal as hell,
look
too.
tough. But if you're doing that on like a SmackDown
But Drew dominated the hell out of this match, which is what he had been saying the entire build is you need to be focused on me instead of this other thing. And then after he got, like Seth got his ass beat the night prior, then opened the next show, of course he's not going to be able to do anything with Drew.
Which was the foregone conclusion that we kind of knew was going to happen. So Drew wins. Drew wins the world championship. And Seth is all weepy on the outside.
All that occurred.
Drew. He told Drew he deserved it.
Yeah.
And then the credits rolled and Big Bang Theory came out. McIntyre gets in CM Punk's face
for like 5 full minutes, like sitting on the table, just like wanting to take selfies with the title, and like
he is jaw jabbering this guy. And Punk's got cans on, so he even says Punk's got some funny lines here. He said, "Have fun taking selfies on the internet with it." When he's holding the belt right in front of his face.
Punk, by the way, we should mention, has the giant brace on his right arm. Injured right arm.
Yeah. And his dope-ass 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
He looks so good.
I told you. It looked fun.
Punk then says, "I want you to know that I can't hear a word you're saying because I have cans on," which is industry talk for headphones.
Yeah.
And Punk said, "It is your moment. Why are you here? Why are you making it about me?" So this is another example. 2 big heels had to do nothing. They just had to, Gunther did it night 1 and Drew's doing it night 2. If McIntyre just left, still be champion.
Yep.
Because he's not champion. Because
hoisted by his own petard, I believe, is the the phrase.
Oh, that was funny. McIntyre gives Punk a crotch chop, a Billy Gunn crotch chop, and now because of you, I have to
point it out to check my dick, not an actual crotch chop.
Yeah. Punk grabs McIntyre's ankle.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
The crotch chop.
Yeah.
Yeah. He pulls him kind of heels over elbows.
Drew standing on the announce table at this point, doing the crotch chop.
Yeah.
Punk pops up, grabs him by the heel, pulls his legs out from under him, and Drew bites it.
Yeah.
Then Punk takes off his arm brace.
Yep.
And I know he doesn't throw any punches with his right arm, but he's moving it pretty freely.
Yeah.
And using his left hand, he uses the brace to beat the shit out of Drew.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, especially after Monday too. I think he's about ready.
Yeah. Let's save him.
Yeah.
Save him for SummerSlam. I really like what he's doing in the meantime. I want Drew to win his title back at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And then CM Punk.
Wait.
Yep.
He's champion still. Why, Dave, would he have to win his title back?
Because
we didn't talk about that yet.
Because in the back before the show, Punk says, "When I blow a kiss, hit Damian Priest's music," and that's exactly what happened.
And CM Punk, he blew his kiss. Where's it at? I move all the stuff
right there,
right here.
Yeah.
is a callback to this right here, if you can see it on camera. My favorite WWE match of all time, as I've mentioned many a time.
Many a time. Punk, blows a kiss. Damian Priest comes down.
Yeah, bisexual Undertaker's music hits. And up until this moment, I did not give any shits about Damian Priest. But then when it happened, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like, this
Damian
is
Priest
cool
hits
thing.
South of Heaven, and
that is a great move.
After a 6-second title reign, I believe.
Yeah, he said on the 5 point something seconds.
Was that right?
Says it on Raw, yeah.
Damian Priest is now the world. He cashed in his Money in the Bank successfully, and he's the world heavyweight champion now.
And boy, does Drew hate CM Punk.
Yeah.
That's got to be your... Rock's gone. I'm sure Cody's going to get like a villain of the week for a while as the new champ. Focus Drew and Punk.
He's getting an Uso for the week for a little while. We'll get
my point is he's not. I don't think he's going to have his big threat like Gunther or whatever the next thing's going to be for a while. So you need a focal point for the show.
Yeah,
and I personally would like it to be Drew and
Bronson Reed
and CM Punk.
We did not mention Bronson Reed won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown.
The armbar, which by the way. It's because neither one of us could figure out why it was the armbar last time I mentioned this on the podcast. It's because it's his real name. It's the Andrei Rusimov Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh.
Yeah. No one cares.
Bronson Reed won.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would have Meat Madness, his idea. Do the Meat Madness in WWE. That would have been much better.
I mean, they should have Bronson Reed versus Otis, and winner gets likeness of that character.
Yeah. The other
same goddamn guy.
Like, take their own life or something.
I said, like in Bill and Ted's Excellent or Bogus Journey, just do like the stations and run at each other real hard. They make one. They go
one station.
like Otis Reed or something like that. Samantha Irvine.
Otis Reed sounds like an old blues name.
Definitely a harmonica player. Samantha Irvine, I think, is going to go down as the best ring announcer this company has ever seen.
She's right there. I didn't even mention, I said that I loved it, but I didn't say why. At the end of the Sammy Gunther match, when she's announcing Sami Zayn as the new, she starts welling up.
Yeah.
And the voice breaks and stuff.
Same thing here.
Incredible. Yeah.
So emotional. And like, I don't know, it just adds so much to the presentation.
I hope they keep her on.
So good
like,
at her job.
You could physically see her because she's great even when she's off camera. But she's doing that stuff regardless, where she gets her whole body into it and stuff. It was cool seeing her in the ring doing it.
Yeah,
like for a change.
Yeah, she like belts out everything, and she's like a professional singer, so like she knows how to do it. So very cool, new world champion, and now we have Drew McIntyre and CM Punk to look forward to.
Yeah, yes we do.
Miss Samantha Irvine introduces Snoop Dogg next as a special guest commentator.
I wasn't paying attention because we were talking to stuff at your brothers.
Yeah.
So then I had to go back and watch because so many people talked about it. He was incredible on commentary. Like I didn't write it down because I just watched it right before you got here. But he's a treasure.
Yeah.
He's like he's like the great uniter too, because he's been like on AEW, he's been on WWE, he's been on everything. He loves all wrestling. He knows he saved the day last year. He knows like what's going on, so he clearly is watching. He's like a great ambassador for pro wrestling.
Yeah. And they gave him his own world title.
Yeah.
Which he carries
Everybody
everywhere.
has a title, by the way, after the show. It's like fair. The Rock got a new one.
The next, we have the Philadelphia Street Fight. Philadelphia Street Fight. It's the Pride.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, featuring my favorite wrestler, Angelo Dawkins, versus the Final Testament, which is AOP.
Evidently, we're called the Final Testament.
The Final Testament, which is AOP and Karrion Kross. Also, Paul Ellering's first ever WrestleMania, which seemed criminal.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Took him.
That's weird.
Yep.
Did the LOD not?
I don't remember
or
them.
Did he didn't manage them in the?
I don't think so. I only remember him from SummerSlam '92.
I mean, I remember him from Road Warriors.
Yeah, but like nothing WrestleMania.
This was like Sabbath Road Warriors. Actually, when they played the song and stuff.
Yeah.
This match was much better than it had any right to be.
And it also featured local hometown legend Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest referee.
Coming out first, just in ref gear, without even there's no shorts. Just like pants and not even the glasses. So it was kind of jarring to see him look all schlubby and not like a Dudley boy.
He looked like the newest employee at Staples.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a regular dude.
Yeah.
Place went nuts because it's Philly and it's EC Dub.
Yeah.
And then when he put the glasses on later in the match, the place went nuts too. Like that was his "don't fuck with me"
place
move.
went nuts. Karrion Kross pushes Bubba Ray at some point, backs him in a corner, and Bubba Ray puts the glasses on, and then he just goes rogue and like sides with the Pride. And he, since he's historically teamed with Devon, he's like, oh yeah, all these black guys are my boys.
What was Devon up to? They couldn't give him a call.
I don't think he's with the company anymore. I don't know.
Like,
yeah, that's fair. So is a fair argument. It is WrestleMania and it's in Philly.
Snoop Dogg's not with the company. Like.
Yeah. Well, Lil Wayne has signed a multi-year deal. I don't know, but since Bubba Ray was not there, he directed the Pride to do the "What's Up" thing.
So he thinks Devon's a slave because obviously he just carries over to all black people.
Oh boy.
I mean, he had some rough takes on his podcast over the years.
Yeah.
But that's the only explanation for why this would have played out this way.
Well, maybe Bubba only sees color, so like he can't distinguish between.
Like he physically can't see white people.
He has no table set up in his house unless Devon comes over.
Get the tables because I can't do it myself. I never learned to read.
He's had so many soup dishes broken by just dropping them on the floor. He thinks the table's there. But
this was a party match is the point.
Oh, it was fun. It was totally fun. He counts to 3, and he tells everybody in the Pride to get the tables, and the whole stadium does it. They put Karrion Kross on a table. The table collapses. It doesn't break.
Yeah.
One of the legs collapses.
But they got another table.
Yeah, they get another one. I didn't write down the finish. I don't know why. I think the Pride won, right?
Yeah, we both got it wrong.
Oh, we got it wrong. Right? We said Karrion Kross was going to, but I also didn't know fucking Bubba Ray was going to be in it. So D and S. So nothing for that. Okay, so that was fun. Fun street fight. Way better than I expected.
I was thinking it was going to be like the dud, but there really wasn't a dud on this night. So
I was surprised to see how many kendo sticks there are in the streets of Philadelphia.
Great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Really quickly, before we get to the next match, they're backstage with Kayla Braxton and Paul Heyman, and she goes, "Can you tell us what Bloodline rules are?" And Heyman says, anything determined by the tribal chief to be Bloodline rules is what Bloodline rules is.
He did also say, like, basically no DQ. But, like, if we want to do some other rule shit, that too.
Yeah, it's just totally up for interpretation.
Which is what I have been saying for, like, the last week. And everybody's like, no, it's just no DQ. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that they are being weird about it on purpose because they want to be able to say whatever we say at any given time. Right. Like, and
which
Heyman
was ultimately
clarified that much better than he clarified the stipulation that the Undertaker Dudley's match had in Great American Bash 2004.
No murder in this on this pay-per-view, unlike that one. Turnbuckle Time Machine. Go back and watch Great American Bash 2004.
Check it out. Worst pay-per-view
of all time. The next match on this show in 2024 was LA Knight versus AJ LA Knight.
Yeah.
Versus AJ Styles LA Knight.
Yeah.
12 minutes, 25 seconds. I haven't been saying how much the time is for these matches, but they're significantly shorter. Not significantly shorter, but like everything was around the 15 to 17 minute mark on
shorter
night one.
Than historically WrestleMania matches.
Like the Seth Rollins match, 10.5 minutes.
Yeah.
The 6-man we just said, 8.5 minutes. This match, 12.5 minutes.
Which is what they all should have been.
Yeah, because they felt like no dragging or anything like that. AJ Styles has new music. Do we like it? Do we care?
I like his old one.
Yeah.
So, like, it's tough. Yeah. I don't know. Swole AJ is so off-putting to me that I'm not even sure if I could tell you if I liked anything about him or not because it's just so weird.
The one thing I do like about him
LA Knight sure still is over. They don't really cheer a lot for his moves, but
no.
Everything else he does, people love.
Yeah. Give him a talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with this. AJ was legitimately upset this entire match. He apparently had it in his mind that this guy went to his house and was trying to like be a problem and the police had to be called. Like this is one of the only guys I've seen who knows someone across the ring from him did something terrible and he's going to be pissed about it the entire time.
Yeah.
AJ Styles beat the fuck out of him.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was like the other home invasion angle with Hangman and Swerve. Like we talked about in the other episode, reacting appropriately. So he did.
Yeah, and it was like that's more than the in between stuff. That's just knowing your character, knowing your story. That's a veteran ass move right there. I have no other notes on this match.
Ring psychology story is what. Yeah.
That's what makes him great.
Yeah.
I have the finish. Do you have anything else?
LA Knight, yeah, one with this kind of crappy finisher.
BFT, which he lands on his face. Like I still don't get how that hurts the other guy.
He's not a very good wrestler.
No.
LA Knight, yeah.
Freaking match sucked.
He could do a Piper's Pit though.
Yeah,
something like that. One of those.
They're bringing the King of the Ring back. King and Queen. King and Queen of the Ring.
You know me. I love it tournaments.
Yeah. Here we go.
My wrestling tournaments are awesome.
Maybe they'll just make it mean something. Like, why not make the King
title
of the
shot
Ring
or whatever
at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Like a mid.
Yes, do it like the Rumble.
Yeah.
Make it a title shot.
Perfect.
Title shot.
Or like wait and like, hey, you get a title shot in like October, or like when business is historically down.
Yeah.
Survivor Series or some shit.
Yes.
Something. They brought out the Hall of Fame inductees next. First came out the U.S. Express with Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, both wearing Bray Wyatt shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolt Patterson being pushed up by Gerald Briscoe. Forgot he existed.
Yeah, me too. I forgot this happened. I think I was talking to you guys or something at this point.
Bull Nakano, we did acknowledge how
we did
great,
talk about Bull
she
Nakano
looks amazing.
She looks like a different human being.
Yeah,
like,
she looks amazing.
It's like an offensive, like an ex-offensive lineman when they retire and then they lose the 200 pounds that they only had on their body because they needed it to play offensive line. And like you see like Olin Kreutz now and he looks all svelte and like normal.
Right.
That's how she looked.
Not like some guys lose it and it's very off-putting.
Tom Thayer got weird looking.
Like Kevin Smith is like, I'm still not used to that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his was like had to pretty fast because he had a terrible heart attack.
He had the Widowmaker.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
I was like following his YouTube channel the whole time. So like in real time. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Doctors. Nope, we're not going to tell that right now. Wrestling podcast. Next was Leah Maivia being represented by, I believe, The Rock's mom was standing in place. Muhammad Ali. Woo, woo, woo. And then Paul Heyman comes out to these OG ECW music.
Not Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. He was inducted.
I thought you were saying he was there. I'm like his Force Ghost or something?
Yeah, hologram Force Ghost. Yeah. It's Yoda, Darth Vader, and Muhammad Ali. That'd be funny. They should hologram these guys. That'd be... No?
No, I made that. I said that during this show.
Yeah.
Not about this particular one, but there was a couple of different times. Like, just put a hologram out there, like for people that
just
had
have them shadow boxing. Huge ECW chant. When
Dusty. I wanted a hologram Dusty.
Yeah.
That's what I called for.
That'd be funny.
Dusty.
The next match was a banger.
Yeah, it was.
U.S. title match was Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This was the longest match, minus the final match of the evening. 17 minutes and 40 seconds.
I would say this, along with the ladies for this night, was technically probably the best match.
It was so good.
Yeah. I love the dynamic between Owens and Orton. Like tentatively teaming up to take out the douchebag at the beginning, and then eventually having to it's every man for themselves kind of thing. And I think it's going to be a fun, like probably tag team.
I'm good
thing
with that.
Going. Yeah, no, I like that. I like Orton should only ever be in tag teams ever for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens is awesome at anything. He's also very good specifically at being like that kind of partner.
It's the first time I heard you say you like Kevin Owens. This is weird. The entrance, they actually had entrances. Well, not really. For Logan Paul, they did.
Yep.
He was sitting on a big pickup truck that was wrapped in Prime branding, and he was in the bed of the pickup truck sitting on a giant Prime
Really
bottle.
was hoping he would spray like Stone Cold or Kurt Angle, but no, he just shot his Prime bottle gun.
Yeah.
And it made pyro happen.
Yeah, he was just shooting at the very expensive LED boards above at the top of the ramp. And then he walks to the ring with the Prime mascot, who might have an impact later on the episode.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be KSI.
Yeah, it was not. It was.
May as well have been.
Yeah.
It was
I had to. Well, we'll just say it now. It was someone called iShow.
It was another, just like KSI was when that happened. I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Well, everybody turned when we're watching it to my 10-year-old nephew.
Who is it?
He's like, it's iShow Speed.
He's like, "This is it." Yeah,
he
knew it like.
I'm like, who is it? He's like, it's
it was Michael Jordan. That's how like recognizable this totally unrecognizable human being was to 10. Is he 10? 9 or 10?
He's 10.
10-year-old Mason.
Yeah.
So evidently this guy's big with the kids.
Yeah. And he fits in a Prime bottle really well.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever have to like recut that for different guys.
KSI is a bigger dude than him.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing him do I think he boxed one of the Paul idiots.
That sounds about right.
And he's like as big as them.
Yeah.
This guy was little. Because this guy was like, oh, maybe it's Ricochet in that bottle because it was a smaller framed person.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. They have a history, too. So
Yeah,
like,
that would have worked. Oh, yes, that would have been great.
I said, oh, maybe it's Ricochet. Yes.
And he goes, give Samantha Irvine sweet, sweet kisses on his way out. Logan Paul, I don't think I mentioned it. A lot of guys on this pay-per-view are just wrapped in Philadelphia Eagle green.
Yeah.
Like, very, like, hey, we're in Philly.
It's Philly. Yeah.
They beat it
Philly
over
heavy.
Yeah, very
it's
Philly.
like Punk in Chicago.
Yeah.
Level of this is the city.
Which is good. Like, that's fine. Like,
yeah, I like
brand it for
in the
wherever.
city stuff.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world to cater to your local sports teams because that's kind of the low-hanging fruit for fandom. To kind of mirror what we saw yesterday, as Kevin Owens is walking backstage to the ring, he walks up, and right before Gorilla, Sami Zayn is there. Yeah. And Sami Zayn goes, your turn now, which I loved.
Yeah.
And I wish I saw it before the match because I picked Kevin Owens to win this. And I'm like, oh, they're fucking for sure.
Yeah, so
they're putting singles titles on both of these guys.
Good.
And fate did not turn out that way. Kevin Owens' gear and his entrance was super ECW themed.
Yes,
it was
absolutely.
awesome. It's awesome. And then Kevin Owens gets the golf cart that he had on SmackDown the night prior, and he
drove about 1,000 miles an hour too for a golf cart. It was like
Randy Orton was ducking pretty low.
Yeah, Randy Orton hopped on he allowed Randy to hop on the back and drove him down to the ring,
which was nice of him. The match was just awesome.
It's a really good match.
I didn't even have anything to write down because there's too many spots to
really
write
good
down.
triple threat match.
Yeah, all three guys could work their asses
Logan
off.
used the knucks. He's getting better at the pro wrestling stuff too, not just the spots. I mean, these are two perfect guys to put in there with him. We said that prior to the show too, but yeah, it really worked out well for him too. Mm-hmm. That work punch he throws looks fantastic.
Yeah, and it almost won the title from Roman Reigns, so
yes,
it's got some
so
pedigree to it.
Yeah.
The I Show Speed showed his face, and he got booted in the chest harder than I've seen anyone in a while.
He slid like 80 feet.
Yeah,
it
was like a Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
So the finish saw Logan Paul frog splashing KO to retain.
More a D-Lo-esque than a 5-star, but very good looking.
Yes, more of a low down than a 5-star. Yeah.
I just meant D-Lo's type.
He did well. That was called the low down.
I know. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because the
Sky High was.
Yes, that's the other thing I was thinking of. Oh man, I miss D-Lo. I love D-Lo, bro.
Real D-Lo.
Woo! We both had
great leg drop too, D-Lo.
Oh, boom! Great everything. Great everything.
Very crisp performer.
Man, put him in the Hall of Fame. Women's title match was next. Io Sky versus Bayley. Bayley had a really weird Egyptian entrance with.
I hated it, especially
weird.
Since I wanted the Bayley buddies.
Yeah.
And whatever, they're trying something new, didn't work. Especially when you got Athena doing the wings, much better.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
No, and they were not even.
But you know what did work? This goddamn match.
This was a banger.
Yeah. Yes.
It was so good.
Best match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Bayley getting all the love that I was so begging for,
Bayley.
like in the lead up to this show. The Hey Bayley chants in full effect the whole show. Awesome. I couldn't have asked for more for my girl.
Right.
Now I just need them to go fix her best friend's situation in the other company, and I get both of them hitting on all cylinders.
But you know what Bayley did tonight that her best friend did not do?
Wrestle?
He should wrestle. Yes. She put boots on and a bell ring.
Yeah. She wrestled her ass off.
Yes, she did.
It's easy to forget how much of an ass kicker Bayley is, how hard hitting she is. And how, like, I remembered, like, oh, that's why I loved the hugger character. Yeah. Because it was the juxtaposition of the, like, friendly with everything she threw hit like a truck. Yeah. So, like, she's a great matchup opponent, like a perfect kind of styles thing for Io Sky.
Yeah.
What did Otis call her? Like Tito Shirai or something?
Bayley leaned up, too.
Yeah.
Like,
she looked great.
She looked
outside of her stupid gear. She looked great.
Like once the wings came off.
Yeah, the actual gear itself was fine.
Yeah, it's what she's been wearing, but man.
Yeah, no, she definitely whatever the opposite of Jimmy Uso is, that's what Bayley did.
Yes,
in prep for WrestleMania.
More Miz than Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
Like she put the work in. I hope she holds that title for fucking ever.
Yeah, me too.
I love Bailey.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
dude, I've been every episode for the last 5 weeks. I've been like, give Bailey some love. Jesus, guys, build it. But then she just had the best match of the night. So that's the way to do it, especially for me too.
Yeah.
Like,
I would say if you're gonna watch two matches, I would say watch this one and the one that comes after this.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't not watch Cody and Roman because they pay off a multi-year story.
Yeah, I mean,
but this like isolated match with like a traditional wrestling build. This is the one. Yeah, this is the one.
It's the best technical match of the night, and like I said, in my top 3 of the show.
Yeah,
like
easily
is probably top 2. It's the better of the 2 women's matches. I think Sammy and Gunther's the best match of the entirety, but this is like not that far behind, and it's definitely the next best match.
Absolutely, and Bailey wins with the rose plant.
Yeah,
just go watch it. It was so good.
Yeah, great match.
And then we had the most overbooked fucking match in the history of wrestling, which was
they did it the way that I asked for.
Yeah.
It was nobody laying a hand on Roman. Let Cody win.
A lot of people laid hands on Cody.
Oh yeah, but he's a babyface. Yes. That's fine. He's fighting from underneath.
Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the whatever they're calling it now because they changed the Universal World Heavyweight Championship. They changed the name on Raw.
Undisputed.
I don't even remember. But on Raw I'm like, oh, they left the word Universal out. That was how I noticed. So in this match, we saw 2 crossroads from Roman Reigns. Yeah. We saw 6 from Cody Rhodes.
The crossroads Roman didn't work. He said very clearly to the camera, that's a garbage move. That couldn't beat anybody.
2 from him, 6 from Cody. Roman speared twice, and Cody speared once.
Yeah.
So, that's what WrestleMania is for.
Maybe Cody should consider using the Cody cutter as his finisher because it's one of the best cutters in the world.
Yeah.
And
he's got
much more impactful than the crossroads. You don't have to hit 3 of them to win.
He throws a trash pedigree, by the way. Like, there was a point
that was because Rock couldn't get his arms behind his
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His arms only went back about this far.
He had very, stretch Armstrong, body composition. But this was just, I don't know, the most pro wrestling match, I think, of all time.
It's like the ideal, best case scenario, ideal WWE match, the best that can be.
Yeah,
it was done in the best way. And now post Vince, we can actually do the great match and also get the satisfying ending. Because Paul Levesque doesn't hate the fans, evidently.
No,
his father-in-law did.
No. And that's it. We both picked Roman to win this because we've been conditioned for the last 30 years that we don't get to enjoy the things we want.
Vince forever has been like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Whatever you like, I'm going to do the opposite, or I'll just take that person off the show out of nowhere or whatever because he's an awful person.
Right.
And this was as satisfying as end of a WrestleMania could possibly be.
See, it was the end of Avengers Endgame.
Only one, and we both said it kind of. So obviously there was as everyone expected, the individual run-ins. Solo Sikoa came out. So John Cena then came out because, to pay off their SummerSlam,
I believe so.
Thing. Yeah. So he's the one that took Solo out. Cena is a little jarring because he's super goofy. And in this era, it's all more serious.
Yeah.
So his acting throws me. Plus get the hair plugs or stop worrying about it because he pushes his hair back every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's it draws too much attention. And then The Rock comes out. We were kind of hoping the glass would shatter because they kind of foreshadowed that. Instead, we got the dead man.
This fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah.
So on Raw, they tried to, was it Raw or did I see it online?
On Raw, when we were talking about when Rock was beating the shit out of Cody and they showed the backdrop of Stone Cold and Cena. So I assumed it was going to be.
No, so I must have seen it online where they show all the payoffs where Rock and Cena are facing each other, and then it dissolves to when they wrestled each other at WrestleMania last time.
Yep.
And then they show what else did they show? Then they show Rock and Undertaker, And it's at some like horseshit like Unforgiven or something.
I've lived through all that. I have no memory of The Rock feuding with The Undertaker at all. I know Stone Cold feuding with The Undertaker was very prevalent.
That was so crystal clearly they couldn't get Austin. So
it was 100%. Like they were planning on trying to get Austin, and they could. It is last minute. They had to like audibilize.
It was fucking trash.
Because the lights went off, came back on, and then it's my favorite thing that I heard anybody say. It wasn't Dead Man Undertaker, it wasn't American Badass Undertaker, it was Podcast Undertaker. Was standing in the ring.
Like in sweatpants.
Just looking like he rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Choke slams the Rock, lights go off, come back on, and they're gone.
Yeah. And then prior to both of those, Jimmy Uso comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Thwarted by Jay Uso. And this was their mini interaction here
better
was
than
way
match.
more better than their match.
For sure.
Yeah. The first, before all this shit happened, it was a very good match.
Yeah. It was a great match. Great match. I mean, it's Cody and Roman, man.
Roman did one of the coolest Healy things I'm surprised I never saw before. Cody takes a table out at one point.
Yeah.
And Roman puts it back.
Yeah.
And puts it back, and the crowd.
So the last time I saw that was Mick Foley in ECW.
Oh, he did do that?
When Mick Foley's whole gimmick in ECW was I hate hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
So he used to do stuff like that all the
time. That's
awesome.
And then once the shenanigans kicked in, everything is Sullivan just mapped out. And then the Shield's music. Oh, before the Undertaker came out, the Shield's music hit,
and I was like, Moxley, what the fuck?
And then from the wrong side of the arena, Seth Rollins comes out because they did not put a camera on him at all. Yeah. And then you see him for a second, and then he just gets his ass kicked.
Barely gets into the ring, like just past the ropes, and gets hit with a Superman punch and knocked unconscious immediately.
They made him look really fucking stupid.
But again, after the fact, I made fun of him the whole time here because he looked like an asshole.
Yep.
But I understand the story they were going for, and maybe it didn't land, but like, I'll give him credit for
it landed hard. Not with this guy, because this guy has a memory that's older than 3 years old. But it was like I saw what they were doing. I go, okay, I get it. It's wrong, but
Roman ends up with a chair in his hands. Cody kind of down but not out. Seth kind of down but not out. He's standing in between them. He's got the opportunity to cheat, hit Cody, win the match. Retain, keep doing his reign of terror. But he can't resist the urge to get his revenge on Seth, which is why Seth wore the Shield gear and played the music.
Yeah.
He knew that it would distract Roman enough that he would come after him, hit Seth, gave Cody the opening and opportunity to win the match, which he did.
With 3 crossroads.
Triple cross. They should just call 3 the crossroads because it's 3 is the move.
Yeah.
He doesn't finish any match with 1. No. It's always 3. It's like the 3 Amigos or whatever. It is the 3. Just use the Cody cutter.
Yeah.
But whatever. It was awesome.
It was
again, Samantha Irvin like weeping as she's announcing Cody as the champ. It's like everyone loves it. It's exactly the right finish for the show.
It was the every 10 years WrestleMania finish where every darling baby face that everybody loves.
We said it on the first episode of this podcast. And it's got to happen, right? Because it's the 10s.
Yeah.
It's always on the 10s.
It's always on the 10s. It didn't happen on 20. I don't remember what happened on 20.
I think there was a gas leak, so I lost my memory.
I don't remember. Maybe there wasn't a WrestleMania 20. I don't remember.
Turbo Time Machine for Fall Brawl 96. Chris Jericho and his opponent had a fantastic match.
He wrestled apparently John Cena because there was nobody there. But Cody's in the ring. He celebrates with his mom. His Brandy gets in the ring. By the way, Brandy comes out with him to start.
Where was Pharaoh?
Yeah. What did you say? Having an anxiety attack?
Because every time they brought him out, he'd be like, why is there fireworks and so many people?
They lift him up on, they being Kevin Owens, LA Knight.
Yeah.
All the baby faces come out.
Hoisted him up on the shoulders.
Much like Bret Hart in WrestleMania 10. Cody gives his mother the world title, and I forgot about that. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, I am feeling feels that I haven't felt in a
carried
long
over
time.
to Raw, too.
My Lord. I said this is a good way to check if someone is a sociopath. If you feel nothing at this point, call the police. And then Cody, he gets on the mic and he brings out Bruce Pritchard and Triple H.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard booed.
Yeah,
because he probably knew.
Yeah, he knows. And then Cody hugs anyone that will accept a hug. He's hugging the cameraman and Corey Graves and the announce team and just I don't know, super happy way to finish. Probably the best pay-per-view I've seen, top to bottom. I don't know, decades.
Yeah, it's definitely the best WWE pay-per-view for me. But
Excuse me.
For
yes.
me. But the best WrestleMania in, like you said, probably 21. I don't even know if it's better than that or not. It was just great. It was great.
Top to bottom. Even what wasn't great served a purpose. Yeah. We gave them a pass. It was an audible.
But no, that's not the match I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
The first nights. The one bad match. 1 star match.
Oh, the brother match. The Usos. I wish they would put him in the Uso penitentiary so I don't got to watch him wrestle anymore.
They should send him to Rampage.
Well, it's perpetually airing, so
and we never see it. So
no,
we'll get their work in. We won't ever see it.
So we have to talk about Monday Night Raw now.
I mean, honestly, there's not a whole ton to talk about. It was
First
a fun
hour was one segment,
and I don't mind. I didn't mind the show, top to bottom. Only the first hour was awesome. The rest of it was like, it's not like 3 weeks before WrestleMania, that Raw where I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, how are they doing this? Why are they? It's nothing like that.
No.
But the first hour was like, they kept saying, oh, it's the return of Raw after WrestleMania. It was not that. It was not Lesnar debuting or like Ziggler cashing in. Like that was what made it Raw after Mania back in the day.
Yeah.
This was just a good Raw.
Yeah.
But yeah, the opening segment, if you want to.
17th consecutive sellout at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly, 20,248. They said it's the biggest gate in Raw history.
I like when they do that layout too, when they get rid of the big Tron, because it makes it feel just like intimate.
And they acknowledge it too. Triple H goes to the ring first. Michael Cole right away. This is the Triple H era. Triple H thanks the crowd, says WrestleMania 40 was the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Shit, I forgot at the end of WrestleMania, the thing that Cole, he twice says pro wrestling, but the last word on the show was Michael Cole saying, damn it, I love pro wrestling, which to me was just like, okay, that's the end of Vince. Yeah. That's the end of sports entertainment. It's the dumbest phrase ever.
That punctuates
Goodbye to that and forever.
Good day, sir. You get nothing.
And there was Michael Cole also going, fuck you, Vince, you piece of shit.
It's just nice that he looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Now. Like he's laughing a lot. And
he likes pro wrestling. Yeah. Who knew? Until this year.
Yeah. So Triple H is in the ring the night after on Monday Night Raw. WrestleMania 40 was the greatest WrestleMania of all time by every single metric.
Yeah, by metrics. Yeah. Did you see what the total dollars were?
Yeah.
It's like 4 times more than last year or something.
Yeah. They did okay. Then he intros Cody. Cody gets in the ring, gets You Deserve a Chance. Triple H says Roman's run is one of the greatest in history.
Yeah.
So they get a nice pop. I'm really glad they because we like Roman.
Yeah.
We just do.
I mean, he's super over too.
One thing they did not do is
I think he'll get to have his actual first good babyface run when he comes back too.
They mention it down there. Of course he's going to. He's going to go right after. Who the fuck knows? Actually, there's like a plethora of people he can go after.
Yeah.
Set the gate. I said that. Triple H says that the guys in the truck made Cody a video. Can he give it to Cody? And Triple H.
This was just we want Cody to cry because we've seen him cry on TV a bunch of times in both companies, and of course he did.
But then Triple H is like, well, I'm going to show it to everybody. And then Triple H, what you were saying, how the house was really small. They had like kind of the house show. It's like what they had at Survivor Series because they oversold the Allstate Arena,
which is always a cool look.
Always, and overflowing with people. and Triple H, like they wheeled out that TV that you'd get like in science class in grade school, and he's like, hey, pardon like what this looks like, but
substitute teacher showing you a movie because they don't want to work.
Yeah. Yes, we did. They had no room, so it's just like a little plasma TV, and it's just a Cody hype video. And
but it's like a rise above thing. Which listening to it today, I was like, I wish Punk and AEW would have risen above. Yeah, because I'm still seething over that. But yeah, it was very emotional.
Yeah, it was not bad. He gives a big hug to Triple H. Gets the You Deserve a Chance. Cody lays the belt in the ring and kisses it. Yeah. Tearing up, and as he's about to say it, he starts tearing and goes, so what do you want to talk about? And he's losing
the way he said, what do you want to say? It was like mid-sob. So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, and he got a massive pop. He asked Samantha Irvine to intro him again.
You know what I want, just one more time.
He's like, I think I know what I'm going to ask of you. And she intros him again as the world champion. Says he came out the Raw after WrestleMania last year, and he laid out 2 years ago, and he laid out his dreams and goals, and he achieved those last night. he said, and then he started saying some weird shit. He's like, I've been told the altitude in Philadelphia is 39 feet above sea level, but I don't know, in the air here it feels a little thin. Don't be misled. I think it's because you and I right here and now are standing on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
He's going to be a politician one day.
He for sure is.
He says things like he's at a rally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, he does stuff like with Samantha Irvin and with Michael Cole, where he's like always pointing out and thanking like the crew.
Yeah.
Like politician-y
Absolutely.
stuff. Like,
1,316 days. We don't have to like him, but I certainly acknowledge what he's done, and perhaps he's the most important superstar of our generation. Talking about Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Crowd moments ago was booing Roman Reigns because that wasn't piped in, because now they're doing very loud "Thank you, Roman" chants.
Yeah.
It's like, let's get our production a little more
and
consistent.
you got, once they got the Cody seal of approval to cheer Roman,
Yeah.
like, okay, our hero says it's okay.
Felt piped, because I was watching people's
did.
faces.
It
I'm
did a
like,
little
no
bit,
one's
but
booing
like-
Roman Reigns. He said he's maybe the most important superstar of my generation, and I was destined to beat him. And then he goes into his why. He's like, people ask why I do this, and like he shows his daughter.
Yeah. It's cheeseball Cody stuff.
Lots of stuff about being the challenger. Now he's the champ. Each line gets a lesser and lesser reaction. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we get it, dude.
Because it's,
we get it. You're the shit.
And then there's got to be something else, right? It's like, what are we doing?
I think they have a big problem here. I don't think people are going to buy this shit for too long.
No, I think he needs to lose it almost right away.
He's too likable.
You can't be a cheeseball like that and the champ.
No.
He's proven you can be a cheeseball like that for as long as you want,
Yeah.
but you can't be on top.
No.
So you need to lose it right away.
Nobody wants a winner that's that likable.
No.
We
Yeah.
need something to identify
Yes.
with. Yeah. So the thing that they went lava fucking hot for is The Rock comes out next.
Materialized.
Holy shit. Yeah. Out of his entrance. He's holding the People's Championship belt, which was given to him at the Hall of Fame by Muhammad Ali's widow. We get Rocky sucks chants, asshole chants, shut the fuck up chants. Huge boos for certain things that he said. Also, huge pops
He
because...
did the best job of diffusing a what I've ever seen in my life.
Now, before we begin, what? The Rock came out here, what? To deliver flowers, what? To Cody Rhodes, what? And also say, what? That Philadelphia, what? Broke another record, what? For the largest gathering, what? Of trailer park trash.
And even the crowd was like, you got me.
They popped fucking hard for this. And I don't know what he said. I watched it 100 times back, but they bleeped out for a long time what he said. But it's something like, yeah, so chant it now, something. And
He
goes,
said an F word, I know that.
Shut the fuck up, you pieces of trash. Another huge pop.
Yeah.
Right? They like when Roman
I saw
Roman Rock shits on him.
somebody's like phone.
Do you know what he said?
The
middle part?
I just remember that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't remember. Like,
He says Rock gives Cody his flowers for beating Roman. Someone says like, "Oh, the Rock's belt is fake," and he said, "No, Muhammad Ali gave it to him when he was in the Nation of Domination, and said he's the People's Champion." I don't want to fact check that because I don't know if it's real.
Yeah, I don't
doesn't
either.
seem real.
It's
to me.
wrestling.
Rock asked Cody if he could hold his title.
But this right here is where the tension started to go
Yes.
through the roof, like silent tension of. Why
Most
don't
of
you
this,
let me? I've held a lot of world titles.
Yeah.
I've never held that one. Why don't you let me hold your title? And with the heavy implication of,
The
and maybe I
crowd
won't give
just
it back
went
to you. Like, yeah. It was all fun until right this moment, and then it was just like thick with holy shit. It eventually turned into like a David Lynch movie in the best way possible. Like, but
Cody said he can, but he wants to hold his belt too.
yeah,
And then they have like a, I don't know, like ways.
Mexican standoff.
Yeah,
with belts.
This is how when I buy things on Craigslist. This is the type of exchange I have.
Did you ever have to go to somebody's house? For
Met their
Craigslist?
house. I've met-
done it for like a monitor one time.
I
was
meet
like,
in parking
do I
lots.
need to buy a gun to do this? Like,
For a monitor. I also thought it was weird that his cousin was champ for 4 years and he never let him hold the belt.
yeah.
I don't know. This is there all the time. Never thought to ask him. And Rock's got it on his shoulder and he's like, this just kind of feels right.
Right. Yeah.
And then Rock says he has to go away for a while. And the crowd sings na na na, hey hey hey,
Yeah.
sha na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye.
Shout out White Sox.
It says when Rock comes back, regardless of if Cody's champion, he's coming for him. And Cody says, I'm looking forward to it. And Rock goes, man, you beat Roman Reigns right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. However, less than 24 hours before that, The Rock beat you
Yeah.
in the middle of the ring. 1, 2,
Very
3.
intensely saying all this stuff. By the way.
Yes, very. I'm speeding through it because I want to make your commute a little lesser. So, Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes, your story with Roman Reigns is over, and you did it. But our story glasses off, has just begun.
Just begun.
Right? Cody goes, I believe that because you're the boss, right? You're the final boss, but you're also on the board with TKO, so you're my literal boss, right?
Yeah, you're my boss.
Well, I don't dispute that, but I don't think you'll dispute this. I am the champion. I am their champion. And boss, that means I am your champion. And Rock says he's got to give something to Cody before he rides off into the sunset.
This was so cool, and like I don't know what the hell it is.
I got an idea.
And
I got a theory.
But like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't know. Your theory is not gonna like.
Your theory is trash.
It might be. Like I mean, none of us know.
Right. So what he does is Rock puts something in Cody's hand, and he tells Cody he doesn't even have to open his hand to know what it is. And then he goes, "Don't you ever break my heart again."
That was the thing. Which is, don't ever break my heart again.
Yeah,
I was like, "What the fuck? What's going on here?"
The final boss is cooking after 44 minutes and 50 seconds. So I know all 4 guys that were in the tag match, Seth, Cody, Rock, and Roman, all got like matching wristwatches.
Yeah, I heard like a watch thing. People theorizing stuff about that, but like,
and like what I'm thinking is he fucked up. He broke the watch and he put it back in his hands. I don't know what he broke his heart about.
It's something to do with don't ever break my heart. That's what makes it intriguing.
Yeah.
Is the don't ever break my heart again.
I'm running with the watch.
He also didn't knock the Rock my heart.
Yeah.
Don't ever break looking him dead in the eye. Don't ever break my heart again. It's like movie stuff.
What do you think it could be?
I have no idea. None. I've like
What else
thought
could
about it at length. Something small enough to sit in the palm of his hand, and then he would immediately recognize.
Yeah.
Like something Dusty related, maybe, but like, how did that break Rock's heart?
Yeah,
I don't know how he broke Rock's heart.
They're not going to do some shit like he left and like was successful elsewhere.
I guess they could. What did he hand him?
Great idea. No idea.
I don't think so because Rock like then didn't really give a shit about WWE that much.
That's fair.
It wouldn't match, and like they did such a great job with the Rock post pivot that. It's going to be something good, I think.
And we're not going to know.
It's very intriguing.
We're not going to know for a long
time. I like when they have to wait for stuff in wrestling.
This is Mania 41. This is the main event. And then from what I hear, if Roman's still healthy and down, like Rock Roman is 42.
Yeah. Roman, a couple days ago, I read that he still takes like big heavy duty medication every day.
It's leukemia. Yeah.
Like, but it's not like, sometimes with cancers, I have family, like it goes far enough into remission where you're not really doing maintenance. He's talking about like doing heavy duty meds nonstop still. So who knows how much longer Roman's got.
Well, give his ass some time off.
To wrestle.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, he's a part-time champion. It's like, bitch, he's got leukemia.
Yeah.
Shut up. 44 minutes and 50 seconds, but it felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was the best part of the show.
It was an all-timer Rock performance.
Yeah, it was incredible. And it was a different thing than I've ever seen him do before. Like the quiet tension build and then the David Lynchian don't ever break my heart again. Yeah. I was like, oh, I've never been this intrigued by a Rock thing.
Take note, other company. This is how you do a long mystery angle.
Yeah.
Very little. Less is more.
It's going to be Adam Cole that he handed him.
I'd be. He's that big, right?
He's a tiny Adam Cole. The rest of the show, I think we can just talk about real quick, but we don't have to go. They did a couple of introductions of NXT stars that they brought up. My personal favorite, Ilya Dragunov. I absolutely have always loved his entrance when he's doing the crazy Russian conducting thing, and his whole moveset's just dope as hell.
He beat Walter,
right? Last 5-star match WWE had before, what was it? Before Cody's pec tear.
Oh, before the Hell in the Cell match?
3 years prior to that.
So,
he's the last guy to pin Gunther before.
For his, and that was a record-setting NXT UK title, right? So, like, bring this guy up and make him.
Oh, he's awesome.
Problem.
This crowd didn't give a shit because they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
This match also, just in this match, was great. I love that when he gets, he does this in all his matches, but I love people that talk in the ring, like to their opponent. Whenever he gets you in the waistlock and he does it German and then to the next, he keeps going, I got you. I still got you. I still got you.
He did a very cool thing. It's a very basic spot, but he does a power bomb and then he falls on the guy, like keeps his whole body straight, and then he just falls and like drops an elbow.
Oh yeah, that's his finish. That's one of his finish. It's awesome. Yeah. It's like a forearm strike, basically.
His finish is
but like
finish is not so hot.
Well, that he's used
his headbutt.
Yeah, no, the headbutt is hit or miss because he does a flying head, but across the ring.
Yeah.
So it's hard to. But that I've seen him use that.
I'm good with the elbow. The elbow
That
looked
thing's
dope
a better
as fuck.
finisher.
Because that like I've seen guys get knocked out in the UFC with that.
My
So,
favorite
like,
thing he does is that the kick up thing where he gets knocked backwards, puts his hand down on the mat, and then with insane strength, propels his legs up and does a big Inzaguri-esque kind of kick. He's just really good athlete.
He's really good, and he's got I live in a shack somewhere. Vibes.
He does. He also has the Will Ospreay. I'm excited to be here and very enthusiastic vibe.
Yes,
which is my favorite thing in wrestling. Somebody that you could tell is really fired up to be doing it.
I just don't want them to beat him a lot. Because if he's the last guy that beat Gunther, you got the two guys that have beat Gunther,
keep them
precious. Keep
until,
Brett and Sean. Keep on the opposite sides of the roster.
I think Ilya Dragunov's he's so good though that
just don't beat him. That's all.
I wouldn't beat him, but I'm pretty confident he's going to do well. Yeah. Even though again, it's with WWE crowds, their expectation is we're not going to cheer you until the company shows us that this is a person I should care about. Yeah. So a lot of people just had no idea who he was, even though they were probably there for NXT pay-per-view a few nights prior. But that match was only because Tony Mamaluke or whatever.
Well, it went 4 minutes and 16 seconds. He fought Shinsuke Nakamura, who is mentally on vacation. Again.
Yes, absolutely. He was there to showcase.
He's putting everybody
Dragunov's moveset.
The other call-up was what? Roxanne Perez?
Roxanne Perez, who, she's pretty good, too. Again, got zero reaction. I'm not as confident that they're going to...
Indy Hartwell?
Yeah.
2 minutes and 45 seconds.
They are done with Indy Hartwell.
Fine.
No, I don't care. But, every time I've seen her in the last several weeks, it's
they're doing a thing. They're having a... Candice LeRae and her are having a... Hey, let's fight each other because we can't get along kind of thing.
The Awesome Truth, the thing, my favorite thing post the Rock part, where Judgment Day all came out and in unison held their belts up because they're all champs now, and somehow snuck up behind him R-Truth, and he stuck his belt up in the midst of it like he's still in the Judgment Day. Yeah. The big comedy bit thing.
He says, I brought the tag team titles back to the Judgment Day, which is hysterical because he beat the Judgment Day to win them. Says that, hey, I know you guys are really stingy about members joining, and then he's implying The Miz, and The Miz comes out, he's like, I don't want to join the Judgment Day, and you're not in the Judgment Day.
Pulls him over to his side.
Truth is like, I'm in the Judgment Day.
The Miz dresses like he's on at a ski resort in the year 2235.
I like that. That made me laugh. Balor challenges him to a tag team title match right now, and then Truth says they can't because there's only 3 of them.
And Miz is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And he's like, are they talking about a real person and not little Jimmy? And he goes, me, The Miz, and the guy you can't see. They fucking buried the lead.
Yeah.
But it was a handicap match after break, so the 3 lower tier guys in Judgment Day against
Awesome Truth and John Cena's bald spot.
Yeah, and then John Cena, R-Truth, and Miz all did 5 knuckle shuffles and FUs. The Miz has no fucking clue how to do it.
No, he can't do anything.
And then they did a triple pin. It's just a fun, hey, John Cena's back kind of thing.
The Miz is probably a good baseball player. He's so good at everything except wrestling. Yeah. How is the one thing that he can't do the thing that he does professionally?
Why start now? Why start now? Did you know Bronson Reed exists? Because he was backstage telling us he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yes.
We can move on. Rhea and Dom are backstage. Rhea tells Dom that he has to deal with Andrade because they were warming up to him and he betrayed them and fought them at WrestleMania. And when Dom walks out, Sully just shook his head like an I don't give a shit kind of way. As Dom walks away, we just see a chair fly off camera and hit Rhea in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan threw a goddamn chair. So that's going to be her next feud.
Which I'm good with.
Yep, very good with that. Sammy and Jay are backstage. They congratulate one another and do their little handshake they used to do.
It was, the most interesting thing Jay Uso's done in several weeks.
Yep. He did the character.
I did have a note. He made me laugh with something. He said the thing a stupid way, and it made me laugh. I can't remember what it was, though. I don't know where the note is, so it doesn't matter. Continue.
In the ring with Sami Zayn, he's celebrating his win. Imperium comes out, then Chad Gable comes out. We have an impromptu tag team match. And then they're trying to show some camaraderie between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable because that's where they're going. Because Zayn tells Chad Gable after this match, because Gable at WrestleMania said, "Hey, you owe me one, or you owe me a favor."
It was the way he said, "My dog." It was very silly, and it made me laugh.
Yes.
That's why I had to go get my
Oh,
notes.
very notes. And so during the tag match, whatever, Zayn and Gable won.
Cain and Abel?
Cain and Abel won. Oh, that'd be funny. Sheamus is coming back.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. I was
Return
sure he was
promo.
done, but
Yeah.
that's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Next, we get a squash match between Chelsea Green and Jade Cargill.
This was even more just carbon copy of exactly what we've seen from Jade for her whole career.
I'm fine with that.
I get it. The only reason I keep saying it is because it's hilarious to me that they made a big point to say we have to send her to the performance center to prepare, and then she comes out and changes absolutely nothing. Not even her performance, not even her outside the ring stuff.
Right.
It's all exactly the same.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, it's fine. It was very over. It's the reason they signed her, but it was just very funny. They were like, we need to send you to learn how to do your exact same moves.
I still think they planted a seed and it's just not ready to flower yet. Next was a number one contenders match between, it was a four-way, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Bronson Reed. The winner gets a crack at Damian Priest.
Yeah, Drew cut a very impassioned promo.
What happened last night was complete and utter BS. 5 minutes and 46 seconds. That's how long my moment lasted.
So there's your answer.
Yep. There you go. Some of you think that's funny. It's about 5 minutes longer than most of you last in bed, so shut it. Before I fly off the handle here, Seth Rollins, I want to tell you I might not like you all the time, but I respect you. You stood by your convictions. You went out on your shield. And we shared a moment only warriors know about, so thank you for that. But then that bondage undertaker, Damian Priest, screwed it all up. There's that. I'd say I'd wet your arse, but you'd probably enjoy that. It must be a foreign phrase. I don't get that one.
No, I didn't know it either.
Then he buries this. The money in the briefcase is a joke. It's a freaking joke. It cost me a world title twice. It cheapens everything Seth did.
I see why he would say that for sure.
Yeah. It cheapens everything I did. Cheapens everything Seth did. You stole that from me, Priest, and I'm coming for you. You're nothing but a transitional champion, and after tonight, that belt belongs to Drew McIntyre. He didn't cause the finish. The one who caused all that was that prick CM Punk, and then a huge CM Punk chant. And then
when is Clash?
Clash of the Castle? Let's see. Clash at the Castle 2024, June 15th.
Okay, so that's when he's going to take it back off of Priest, I assume.
Absolutely. He keeps talking shit about to CM Punk until Jey Uso's music interrupts. And then that's his promo. The end of the match, because I just fast-forwarded to the end because I have a rule with Jey Uso matches. I fast-forward right to the end of them. Yeah. And he was in this one.
And the interesting thing happened at the end of this.
Yeah,
anyway.
Drew is about to win. He's about to do his Claymore. He does his countdown, and then the camera pans down because he can't move because CM Punk has come out from underneath the ring, and he just grabbed Drew's foot. And CM Punk's holding up two fingers.
As he's doing it.
I got you twice.
Got you again. Yes, back and break. He's healthy. He's ready.
Yeah.
Or very close to it because they wouldn't have him doing all this physical stuff.
He's not shy about posting his progress on Instagram. Let me see him curling, and then I'll be, or doing tricep extensions.
Don't.
And then I'll be happy.
Keep working us. Let us think you're her.
No,
whatever.
but he's not working. If you go on his Instagram, you see him in physical therapy.
Do that and pretend it's one thing and make it another thing. Lie to us. I want to be lied to, and I want to be surprised. I also want we need something to be the thing.
Yeah.
And Drew Punk would be a nice thing to be the thing right now. That's the two characters that I'm most interested in, probably already, but especially now that Rock's gone, those are the two that I want to see.
So really quick.
Of course, you could just do promo battles for a month. I'd be fine with that.
Jey Uso hits a spear and an Uso splash. He's the number one contender. I believe he's fighting him next week.
Yeah.
Sammy Uso. Oh, that works. Sami Zayn is fighting Chad Gable next week for the Intercontinental Championship in Montreal.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
a
banger. So a big problem they have right now is their two biggest feuds are undoable at the moment. It's Rock and Cody. Rock went away, and then it's Drew and Punk.
I'm not sure that's not doable, man. You don't put, especially WWE, they're very cautious about that shit.
Yeah.
They don't let you do anything physical unless you're ready to go.
There's probably different benchmarks.
If it was AEW, I'd be he's close or whatever.
Well, if it was AEW, he'd be wrestling the day after he tore his tricep. Get out there.
They do not let you do it.
18 people there.
And
got to entertain these fuckers.
If there's any chance of re-injury, they don't let you do anything.
Right.
So I think he's healthy.
Yeah.
So I think we get that feud right now.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, because it's going to be
Well, no, we're not because he's going to win a Clash at the Castle, and then they'll do it.
All be linear. That can be going on the whole time, and then like you can win the title within another feud. You can have multiple feuds happening at the same time too. Drew just did.
What are they going to do? But what are they going to do with Priest until he drops it? They're not just going to like make him like a lame duck champion. They got to do something with him.
I would put him in the ring a little bit more, and because it's like he's got a good moveset. His matches are okay. Well, I like his solo stuff. If you let him be real strong, book him against some smaller guys, build him up a little bit.
But like he's the only guy that doesn't have like an established feud right after WrestleMania on the entire show.
Yeah,
which is wild because he's their champion.
They'll do something with it. I mean, I trust. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I trust that they'll come up with something decent.
They have earned trust again.
Yeah,
people
not again for the first time because it's Triple H. Vince only lost trust over 30 years.
Yeah, they have earned forgiveness.
Yeah.
So that was a sprint through WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw.
Well, no, I was sprint through Raw because we wanted to talk a little bit more about Mania, which I'm sure you guys wanted to hear more about. Go check out the AEW.
Hang on 1 second.
Oh yeah. I was gonna have you not pick it up yet since it's like not even cut properly. But and I thought like the sand stuff down. But Dave's the inaugural bragging rights pick champ. Although I don't know how much shit I would talk considering the final score is 4-2.
Yep. I believe
he didn't do great.
I believe in the MLB playoffs you have to win 4 to become world champions. So.
But you don't get like 30 opportunities like we had.
You get 162
to win 4 days. Anyway, check out the AEW pod that's dropping the same time. We got a lot of great wrestling coming up in the days to come. Thanks for joining us, as always.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.